Good evening. We are Hard Knock Dice, and this is our Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign that IDM and these gentlemen all around me play, and we have a good time doing hopefully some high seas shenanigans since we're actually on the sea, like the sea for once. Y'all aren't just going kind of like along the coast this time. Should be terribly exciting.
Oh,
But
holy mateys.
but yeah, I believe so. I think the only announcement that I have for this evening before we get into everything is to once again remind everybody that on the 22nd of this month, we are going to be doing a 24-hour charity stream for Extra Life, which if you do not know what that is, it is a they do charity, they do donations for children's hospitals, for sick and injured kids throughout the United States and Canada, which is a lot of gaming, like Twitch streams and stuff. They do all they handle all kinds of giveaways and charity events that people host on Twitch and other streaming sites. And that's where the money we hope to raise during this 24-hour stream is going to go. Always good, help some kids out. We're going to have some fun stuff going on. We'll be running our regular Eberron campaign, as well as a couple of fun one-shots that'll hopefully have some guests in it. That's going to be a good time. Play some other video games, do some just all kinds of stuff. We'll be giving away a digital copy of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, which is coming out here in about a week, if I recall correctly, as well as both a gaming mouse and keyboard and a T-shirt from another person in the TTRPG community called Dungeon Glitch, which Jonesy has worn on stream, and they are super cool. And we're going to be giving away one of his shirts. I think he's going to grab one for an example, so I'm just going to keep talking for a little bit longer while he does that. I will also be hopefully... Yep, there we go, right there. Look at those. It's a fucking cool-ass design. It's nifty. Apparently they're super comfy, so they're worth the purchase. So we'll be giving one of those away and doing some interviews with people that have to do with Extra Life in children's hospitals, which that'll just informative and nice to get that information out there. So come and join us at some point on between the 22nd and the 23rd during that 24-hour duration, starting at 11 a.m. and ending 11 a.m. the following day. Say hi, chill for a minute. It should just be a good time overall. And yeah, that is that. That's our big thing coming up. Does anybody have anything else they would like to announce? Yes, no, maybe so. No.
I got nothing.
Perfect. No, on that note, we will then get into our recap from our last session and kind of the general vibe of what our party is doing here tonight and probably for a good bit. So, after having returned from their journey to negotiate with the lizard folk farther out in the Hool Marshes, our party came back. They got paid. They dropped off the... I don't know why Gloom is so upset right now. But they got paid. They dropped off the emissaries from the lizard folk who have gone to stay with Anders Solomor, who is a member of the Council of Saltmarsh. And they were then approached the following day after getting some well-earned rest by the butler of one Aubric Dralian, who is a disgraced merchant here in Saltmarsh. He is calling upon them to go and retrieve money and property that he had thought lost to him over 15 years ago when the ship that it was aboard went missing. This was a chest containing writs of payment and bonds and like all deeds to estate or real estate and stuff. All this stuff he had, which was the vast majority of his wealth. It has been gone for 15 years. Rumors of this ship's, the Emperor of the Waves location, sent him seeking adventurers who could go and brave the high seas and locate this chest for him so that he could once again re-enter the Society of the Wealthy, of course giving our adventurers a hefty percentage, or a sizable cut of 10,000 gold pieces to do so. Before setting off, our adventurers went and double-checked on their lizard folk friends to make sure that they were doing okay, and to kind of let them know where they were going. They were advised to make sure they came back swiftly and soon, because the Sahuagin could be unpredictable, and they couldn't be sure of what their plans were or when the fighting would begin with this new alliance between the lizard folk and all of their previous allies, as well as Saltmarsh. They then went to see Eleander Firebrand, the captain of the town guard, as well as a prominent member of the council, who to inform him as well that they would be gone for about a week. on this journey and to make sure that they weren't going to be leaving behind any vital tasks. While doing so, Eleander requested of them to instead bring the chest back to him so that parts of the funds that were in that chest could be seized by the crown as recompense for suspected smuggling on Dralian's part back in the day, and to then be used to fund this war that is going to soon begin, to purchase goods and arms and armor for the men who would be fighting, as well as hiring mercenaries and the like, in the hopes of ensuring their victory. They, of course, did not commit because they wanted to think it over in the moment and have departed, meeting with Aubric one last time to deny the fact that they actually don't want a contract because that would tie them down, and leaving him a bit suspicious due to this, before leaving and boarding the Soul of Winter, the ship crewed entirely by dwarves who would be taking them to their destination. And when we left them off, they had been informed that it was requested that they stay below decks in their cabins, as well as the mess in that general area, for the duration of their voyage, so as not to get in the sailors' way. On that note, gentlemen, it's kind of in the middle of the beginning of late afternoon at this point. Y'all have boarded and the ship is preparing to leave. You hear the dwarves and their captain moving about above you. You have a couple of cabins to yourselves, to split up as you will, and the creak of the ship around you indicates that you are indeed beginning to leave port. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna take first of all, how many beds are in each room?
2 in each. It's kind of it's to split to kind of like comfortably space. As I said before, they are not massive rooms, but they're also not tiny. So they're evenly spaced out to give each of the 2 occupants a decent amount of space to themselves.
Is there a chair in the rooms?
Yeah, I'd say there's probably a couple chairs and maybe like a small table that has like a wash basin that's kind of built into it as opposed to just sitting on top, due to the fact that this is a boat and things move a lot.
I'm going to take 2 of the mattresses and put them in the room next door.
You're just going to drag the mattresses off the beds. Okay. You now have a single room that is much more crowded than it was previously, with 2 of their beds on the floor.
Yeah, what do you do?
I thought we had talked about sharing rooms just in case.
I got my bedroll. I'll be fine. That's a huge mattress for just me. And Gloob sleeps in a barrel.
You know, I did not think about that. I'm gonna take one of the mattresses and put it back.
That's all right. I mean, that's a fine gesture. I really appreciate it anyway.
And I'll sleep on the ground. Doesn't bother me any.
I'm not gonna say no to a bed.
Once we get out of port and we're kind of out on the open sea, I'm not gonna do it when we're still in the shallows, but once we're kind of deep, I'm going to cast the swarm of familiars as the fish, and I'm gonna have them maintain a 1 mile kind of
just like perimeter
triangle, like chevron ahead of us.
Sure. So to do so, you would either have to go up on the ship or out a window, like cast it out a window. Just out of curiosity, what is your preferred method of casting?
I mean, if we have a convenient window, then definitely the window.
Yeah, this is a pretty sizable ship. I'll say there's like at least one between the 2 of your rooms, as well as probably a couple smaller windows that are kind of spaced out on this corridor that seems to be living spaces as well as storage, and like there's a mess hall kind of near the end. So yeah,
Gotcha.
You just cast it, fish just like almost shoot out of your palm, just sploosh, 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 and set off to do your bidding. Does it function exactly the same as Find Familiar? Like you can see through their eyes up to 1,000 feet away, all that fun stuff.
Yes, the difference being that instead of being indefinite, it lasts for 1 hour. So basically, I'm in a constant state of
just like Ding,
resting
ding.
and then putting it back out. So
Oh, you're just putting it out there and then taking a short rest, and then putting him out there and taking a short rest.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I figure a 1 mile
Sure.
warning system would be
Sure.
worth having.
I will
Unless
say they are
Unless they come
front.
directly up.
Yeah, I will also say that they are a mile in front of the boat. The fish don't know where you're going. You don't know where you're going exactly.
I can mentally command them as long as they're within that.
Right. I'm just saying there's gonna be
scope.
like some lag. Also,
and I
what
mean-
is the swimming speed of a fish?
60 feet per round.
They cannot keep up with the boat.
Didn't we establish that that is drastically faster than the boats?
No. I looked it up actually, and these boats can go between 8 and 13 knots. 8 knots is over 80 feet per second.
80 feet per second.
Or 80 feet per 6 seconds, I'm sorry.
So I say,
I did
holy
the math.
shit, we are fucking
Well, they're-
flying.
Yeah, sorry.
They're,
I corrected
fucking
myself. 80 feet,
speedboat.
80
Hold
feet
on,
per
boys.
6 seconds.
So fish, I mean, that's just your regular move speed, so they can
Their
move
movement
faster.
is 60 feet per second.
It's either 50 or 60.
I would look that up real quick.
Yeah, let me.
It's
let me
pretty
double
important
check.
to your strategy here. Just having to
We're sitting there
recast it,
talking
like
it.
get back up in front of the boat. Get back up.
Dwarven shipwrights. We're just sitting there getting all of our stuff together. The floor just goes.
That would be really not good for the structural integrity for a boat this big.
What are you talking about? They got just giant propellers going underneath it.
It's like the Titanic.
Yeah.
That bodes well for your journey. Watch
So,
out for icebergs.
I have a pretty big problem with foresight and not really thinking ahead. Bart, you know that. You picked me up, almost dead. So where exactly are we going again? Because honestly, I have no clue. Except for we're going to the ship, but I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know much about the ocean. I mean,
We're
it's
just
just a lot of water, so I imagine it's just kind of like a direction, right? But I don't even know what that
Going
direction.
that way.
Well, yeah,
What?
we're going that way.
okay. So
That's
I'm not
the-
the only one that didn't think about this.
Well, hell, I mean, we're in here, the whole ship full of dwarves. I don't think they're just gonna go someplace and have their ship get sunk, you know. I'm not really too worried about it, to be honest with you.
DM, they
Looks back
can
at the coast.
keep up with the ship.
What's their movement speed? Just out of curiosity.
40.
40.
So if they're double moving, that's 80.
So they can't get a mile out though. They can keep pace with the ship. So you'd be able to like probably form a perimeter around it.
Yeah,
They
just
can't exactly get that far ahead of the ship though.
yeah. I mean, if we get to because I'm assuming we're not going to be moving the exact same speed the whole time.
Yeah,
so
it
just
fluctuates.
a general these things job is to give us as much warning as possible.
Absolutely. The very important thing was, can they keep up with the boat at all? And they can. So, with the fluctuating speed, I'll say that you can get them a adequate distance to provide a solid alarm.
And I double checked the telepathic communication is only within 100 feet anyway. So trying to keep them.
Yeah. So you want to keep them that close enough that you can ding between them like fucking security cameras.
Yeah.
When you use flock of familiars, do you have to make them all the same species?
Yeah.
Dolphins.
I don't think they're that big. What's the CR on the dolphin? I don't know. It's like CR2. They're very scary.
I highly doubt they're the same CR as a giant constrictor snake.
Says you. The dolphins and
Dolphins
Greyhawk
are
are. Them Greyhawk dolphins built different.
Does the door to
just-
the room?
That's awesome.
I'm just imagining a dolphin spearing through the back of someone's chest as they're trying to flee.
They actually have like a hardened beak on the front of their nose, so it's like it's
Oh,
got like
Jesus.
a point. They can just
And
spear through people. Yes, sir.
on my second casting of it, obviously it's too late for the first. But he brings up a good point. I'll have 2 fish and then an osprey.
Okay. So
I wasn't making any point. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so the osprey just kind of circle and just keep an eye on things in the air.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how clear the water is, they'll be able to see at least a little bit below the surface from high enough up.
A
I know helicopters can track sharks, so I figure an osprey can track.
Yeah, if you just want to roll like a general perception check for your familiars for me.
Yeah.
While he rolls, does the door to the room open in or out?
High, low.
Hi.
Out.
Fuck. Okay. I was gonna put a chair against it at night to make sure nobody sneaks in.
I really don't trust these dwarves. This is awesome.
We don't trust them because we.
Here y'all racist. Are you racist or something, Jacob? Something you want to tell the party? I don't like them small folk. You know what I'm saying?
Fish got a 17. Bird got an 18.
Okay. Yeah. So during the duration, they don't see anything particularly out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, I figure we're not going to be like rolling this every single time, every hour.
I just wanted so like a general check for like a while. This will be for a good bit.
A day goes by, give me 72 perception checks.
That's a good point. It's every hour. How much of the day do you want to keep these out there, Cody?
And when I'm not asleep.
So give me 16 perception check. I'm joking. Do not do that. Jesus Christ, I'm not. I can't.
Not to cock block us here or anything, because I like this alarm system. Isn't there a limit on short rest per day?
Good question. I can't remember how many you can have. I think there is.
He's like me. He's got narcolepsy.
Yeah, I think you can only have so many. I think it's supposed to be a limit of short. Of 3. I'm sorry. Good gracious.
Well, in that case, I will spread it out throughout the day evenly, I guess.
Yeah, that's also. I don't think there's like a hard limit. I'm double checking. I just want to make sure. I think it's kind of up to DM discretion. Like I know you can only have. I know there's a limit. Like I'm looking right here. You can't benefit from more than one long rest in 24-hour period. However, I mean, I think the kind of rest you're needing in I like because this is a it's not an expenditure. This is you're straining yourself, kind of like if you were working out, you could technically rest after every set, right?
Right.
But even so, you'll still kind of like you'll need to stop for the day. So I'll say doing nothing but this. I'd say you could get 4 before you're kind of like magically like I need to break.
So I'm spacing it out every 3 or 4 hours
and just kind of keeping a general surveillance. Okay, that's fun.
Yep.
Which like I said, using that we'll just kind of take that perception for this whole first day. I don't know if you can plan to continue to do this, but that's how I'm going to do it for now. This whole first day, like I said, y'all are hauling a decent chunk of ass for how big this ship is. Actually, pretty impressive how fast they are. I was kind of surprised. But
scientific term, decent chunk of ass.
Yeah, I am nothing if not precise. But you don't seem to notice too much. Like a couple times, like after probably in the latter half of the second casting, you maybe like your fish see and your bird, because your bird rolled the 18, right? They see some larger shapes in the water, but nothing close enough that it seems particularly alarming or that you can exactly identify what it is. They could have just been sharks. They could have just been dolphins. They could be Sahuagin. There's stuff in the water, but this is the ocean. So.
Right. There's a lot of big stuff in the water. So.
Indeed. So.
Right.
Like there were like these were the things that kind of popped up on the radar that you were like, this is big enough to be concerning, and they were like, hey, there's bigger stuff in the water, and you were like, I can't tell what that is.
All right.
It probably eats other things, but I don't know what it eats. That kind of thing.
As long as it's not a Sahuagin or bigger than the boat, then
Gonna need a bigger boat.
It's not bigger than the boat.
That's good.
all of a sudden there's a crack and roll initiative. Good luck, everybody.
Oh no.
They may not be that scary. They're scary when you're level 4. But anyway, so yeah, is that all? You guys basically just keep to yourselves down in the cabin
Yep.
for this first day.
And yeah.
Seeing
Anybody
Julian summon up his bird, and look at Julian as he's kind of like looking through the bird's eyes and whatnot, and look back at. I'm gonna take my parrot. I'm gonna put him on like my rope on my wrist on the other side to his ankle, and I'm gonna try to through treats and whatnot get him to just squawk danger whenever he sees something in the water. Just anything.
Literally anything at all.
Yeah, literally anything he sees in the water. I'm gonna try to get him to react with the word danger.
Okay, roll an animal handling check for me.
You got this.
Historically, I've done really well on it.
You've been doing pretty good about training him how to do stuff you want him to do.
I do only have a +3.
I'll give you a D4 on that one. Help you out.
Okay. Because it was very, very average. As a matter of fact, the most average.
Technically, you could give him 2d4 if you wanted to use your emboldening bond.
Hey, I rolled a 4 though. So I rolled a 10 on the dice, +3, +4 for a total of 17.
17. Wow, that's pretty fucking good.
Nice. Teamwork. Woo!
I mean, and because of how loose that command is, I will say that's enough. How out of curiosity, how much time are you planning on spending to do this?
Till I get bored of it, so probably like 20 minutes.
I will say with 20 minutes and a 17, he has started to do so. Like, you sat there and you spent a lot of that time, like, getting him to say danger and then trying to get it in conjunction with him seeing movement in the water. And by the end of your 20 whole minutes of trying to train him to do this, I will say it looks like one of them lined up. Like, you saw some movement and you're pretty sure that that's why he went danger.
And that's enough work for today, buddy. Great job. All right. So what are we doing? Because I definitely can't stay trapped in this fucking room all day.
Oh, we can go to the mess hall. I'm always down to drink with some dwarves.
I'm pretty sure the last thing they probably want us doing is getting the crew drunk in the middle of the day.
Hey, what's your passive perception? Real quick.
Mine? I believe mine's 17. 17, yeah.
It's about this time you hear vagaries of, oh, what do you do with a sober dwarf? What do you do with a sober dwarf? There's vibing up there.
Do I hear this?
What's your passive perception? It's not hard. I'll say probably
11.
Y'all can all hear basically like there's singing going on up above. They're sea shantying it up.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then hell, I ain't gonna sit in this room the whole trip either. There's singing to be had.
Never hurts to look around.
I'll open the door and, well, gentlemen, after you.
Alright. Where are you going exactly when you leave the room?
Up the stairs.
You're wanting to go back on deck?
I assume wherever. I'll let my ears guide me.
I mean, they walked you down here like a few hours ago.
Yeah.
So, like, you backtrack to, because it's basically you're in a hallway, and that's kind of, boats don't have very much branching going on. It's kind of like straight hall with stuff on the sides and stairs that go up and down depending on where you're at. So
yeah, not too many roundabouts on that boat.
Yeah, exactly. So you very easily are able to kind of head back, and you kind of crest up those stairs. The dwarves are you see dwarves hauling ropes and climbing up and down the rigging, and you see the captain you can see him sitting back, by the wheel. Doesn't look like he's just kind of locked it in place and is just kind of keeping an eye on things, and So there's only what you can assume is the first mate yelling abuse at the rest of the sailors, to work faster, move your lazy asses, and the whatnot. They don't take immediate notice of you as you first are coming up those stairs. And how many of you are going on this escapade?
I'm going.
Is this during one of my hours of
fish ejaculation?
Am I on cameras or am I not?
Hilo.
Hi.
No, you are not.
All right, I'll go with them.
Okay, so the squad is moving up. You guys start moving up, and like I said, you see them, and they're just kind of going out. There's pretty well harmonized singing. Funnily enough, they're all singing at the same pace. The tempo is more on point. There's some you can hear slightly more talented voices in there and some slightly rougher, but they're just all just kind of singing and do as they go about their business. Probably within a handful of seconds, after y'all get up there, though, the first mate does take notice of y'all up there. He's just, hey now, you all were instructed to stay below decks for the duration of this journey. We don't want you getting in anybody's way up here. We like to keep things running smooth.
You said you were allowed to go to the mess hall. Where is that at?
It is below decks. Go straight past the cabins where you are all currently housed, and you will find it.
All right.
Hard to miss.
I'll just give him, tip my hat at him. All right, let's go to the mess hall.
He turns around and starts yelling at people again.
Wait.
Hey, you do whatever you want to, Gloob. I'm gonna go down here. I don't like to make ornery dwarves.
I just want to ask where we're going.
I just want to point out it's going to be a lot harder to do our jobs stuck down below decks.
Are you saying this to the first mate?
No, I was saying this to my party members.
Just making sure. I didn't know if you were fishing for a response there.
No, I was kind of directed at the group.
Do y'all's thing.
I imagine once we get there, they'll let us out and.
Well, finding the damn thing is part of our job, not just theirs. Plus, being on the lookout for the Sahuagin, which they don't seem to be taking very seriously.
I doubt the Sahuagin are going to catch us while we're moving this fast.
Maybe we can talk to the captain whenever it gets time to eat later this afternoon. Or wait, we left at night. Or did we leave in the morning?
Y'all left kind of in the early, getting a little past noon, probably around 1:30. By the time y'all pulled out all the way out of port and actually set off, it was probably 1:45, close to 2. So and y'all have been going for probably about 3 to 4 hours at this juncture. So it's starting to get into the afternoon, into the latter half of the afternoon anyway.
All right. Yeah. I'll head on to the mess hall. We can just loiter around in the mess hall for a little while. Maybe the captain will show up after a bit, or at least I might be able to talk to one of the cooks and see if I can't establish talking with the captain a bit more, and we can discuss the safety of his crew.
Yeah, and I'll inspect their beverages.
What a guy. All right.
Very well.
Where do you guys think the captain's quarters is?
Probably somewhere up high on the ship.
Think so?
And that usually where they are? Julian? Underneath the wheel or something, right?
It depends on the ship. I don't know their ship.
I look under the wheel. Do I see a captain's quarters?
Do you see anything under the wheel? Well,
yeah, on the little deck below the wheel. The captain's quarters there.
There is a door under if you kind of you have the stairs on either side going up to the not the forecastle, whatever it's called, the area that is back there where, you know, you have the captain. He's sitting there kind of leaning on the balustrade, kind of looking out at the sea currently. But there is a door that clearly goes to a somewhere underneath all of that.
Doesn't say captain's quarters
It
or
is not labeled.
4-star wind rune on it. Okay. All right.
That's a neon sign. It's got little blinky dots.
This is where my valuables are kept.
Red
Ding,
arrows
ding,
blinking.
ding. It just says loot and has an arrow. Like, oh,
I'm
yes.
sure if you want to have a private conversation with the captain, we can arrange that for you, Gloob. Yeah, let's go hang out in the mess for now.
Is the captain on the deck?
Yeah, he's
Right now?
like I said, he's up near the wheel. Like he's not actively staring. He's kind of locked it in place and is kind of like observing the sea. Like you see him kind of like squinting up at the sky and like kind of looks like he's kind of muttering to himself a little bit.
Gloob also squints up at the sky. What do I see?
Seems to be pretty. Roll a perception check for me. Fuck it.
Dragon.
I guess it should probably be like a nature check, right? I guess that would be more of a nature check. If you're or like, unless do you know what you're looking for? Do you have any idea what you're looking for?
I am quite literally mimicking what the captain is doing.
Okay, yeah, sure. So yeah, that's a perception check then. So you're just looking.
9.
9. It's the sky. There are clouds up there, and you have no idea what he's looking at. You think you might see like a bird somewhere up there, but you're not sure.
I will shake my head like I understand regardless.
Wonderful.
All right, well, to the mess hall then.
All right.
What do we find in said mess hall?
So, yeah, y'all go back below decks, and like the first mate said, you kind of just go down there, and eventually, you know, you start to smell, not necessarily like food that is like full meals, but you're starting to like smell the wispings of cooking being done, which you especially can recognize. Like things seem to be going on, and you hear whistling as you get farther down, and you come around to a larger open area that both serves as a mess hall as well as a kitchen. And there is a squat individual, shocking, I know, working within the kitchen. It's weird being on a boat that has things meant for smaller people. This is an anomaly to you. But you see him, he's tanned, very like calloused looking individual, like very similar to all the other dwarves that you've seen, but he's got his sleeves rolled up kind of almost above his shoulders. Currently seems to be making bread as he's doing bread dough in, like from hand to hand, just kind of slapping it down onto his working area. He's got hair yeah, I'm going with it. He has a bandana kind of holding his hair back away from his head, and you see a handful of thick, long, like bright red braids sticking out from underneath it and going backwards, as well as a beard that seems to be similarly braided in his front from what you can see from like a side profile. He is like kind of turned away from you guys.
Oh, good evening. How you doing back there?
Oh! Well, I'm doing all right. I'm slam. Just getting everything ready for the boys, and here in another hour or two, it's getting about that time.
You need a hand? I'm a pretty skilled chef myself.
I assure you I can handle my own kitchen. Thank you.
I'm not saying you need help. I'm asking if you want any. Just offering, being of service is a lot better than sitting and just sitting.
Roll persuasion check.
All right, let's go.
He's just kind of like eyeing you, just kind of like he's crossed his flowery arms over like across his apron in front of him. He's just kind of like eyeing you.
Ooh, that's a 16 plus things. Dirty 20.
He kind of looks, he just kind of leans. I mean, you're the right height for all my equipment, so nah. Come on.
All right. Seems
I'll
like we're made
I'll
for
at least
each
see what you can do.
All right. Should I do a cooking check?
Absolutely. This would be the
Alright.
perfect time for a nat 1.
Right? Just just get made fun of for being the worst cook in the world for the rest of the trip.
Kitchen catches on fire.
That is a 24.
You do not do that poorly. But my goodness. Oh, sorry. Let me make just this. I don't know what to tell you on that front. Unfortunately, Yodux, I do have everything muted on my end. I'll double check. Yeah, I do. So I couldn't be sure where that's coming from, my guy. But anywho, you roll a 24. Yeah, you're kicking ass. Like he's kind of keeping a very like he starts off just being like, I don't know if you want to go ahead and slice up the potatoes and stuff and get them in the stew. You know, get all these vegetables prepared. And you start going, and at first he's kind of watching you, and he watches for maybe like 2 minutes before going, and just completely turns his back on you. It's just like, all right, you know what you're doing clearly. And the guy is like he saw enough. He is satisfied with your performance.
All right.
And
Iron Chef Bart
goes back, and pretty soon y'all are like working in concert. It's like, hot coming behind you, and you're like, whoo, like oven open, but y'all are boom, 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 like a well-oiled machine, cooking up dinner.
Well, I'm glad he found something to do, but guess I'm not done exploring. Where else can I go?
I think between my shifts on the camera, this sounds like a perfect opportunity to read those romance novels I picked up a while back.
Sure.
That's gross, Julian.
Okay, so you are reading romance novels. You see Fabio and his wavy flowing hair as he crested the hill atop his fine steed, shirtless, muscles rippling, and it just goes on like.
Don't take her back, Fabio.
Just such on and so forth. Right. That's awesome. But Gloob, you are continuing to want to explore. Jakob, before we get into that, what are you doing?
2 questions.
Sure.
Do I see my daughter?
I will say, yeah, you probably, like, you kind of return to similar frequency of, you see her some of the time, she's not always around, but you do a lot of times catch her out of the corner of your eye, and sometimes she kind of sticks around kind of in that same periphery vision as you've been going about your business.
And is there any alcohol within sight?
Jesus.
Within the mess/kitchen area, there's nothing labeled booze, but you do see a couple of like larger casks that clearly hold something to drink, because a couple of them have spigots and they're all in the same general area.
All right, I will test each of them, and if any are alcohol, I will pour myself a mug. If there's any mugs or
you go to like start to test each of them, and a ladle just comes out of nowhere and cracks you across the back of your hand. No getting in to the crew's supply. At least not before dinner. You may have some then, as you are a passenger who has been paid for.
All right.
Returns to your hand hurts.
Your hand hurts. Jakob will remember this.
He's
He
like,
dies
it was a
first.
practiced like crack, like you about heard the crack as it made contact.
Man's having
All
a
right.
attack roll bonus on that one.
Dies first.
Gonna murder the cook. That's fucked up.
Well, I'm gonna write to my wife the
Okay, sure.
details of the journey. I'll be right back.
Sure. All right. So Jakob has returned to the rooms as well to do some writing. Gloob, you are now on your own as you continue your exploration of the ship. So as you came to this front end, I will say the mess is located in kind of the front section of the ship, kind of closer to the bow, as the ship kind of widens up there. So it's kind of in this little curve area, and as you get down towards the front, there is a stair that goes and down farther into the ship. And that's kind of your most immediate site of further exploration. So you go down the stairs. Awesome.
Correct.
Okay, you go down said stairs.
I'll
Farther...
be as sneaky as possible.
Are you sneaking? Do you want to roll a stealth check?
If you want to give me a stealth check, I will take stealth check.
Sure. If you were trying to sneak, yes.
I am. I do not want Bart to stop me from exploring again, so I will sneak away from the mess hole.
Sure.
I see him, but don't say anything.
I mean, you're a bit busy. You're preoccupied. You got your chef bro.
Do I get advantage on these? No, this isn't based on sound. This would be more on sight.
Yeah,
right?
I would say it's a fairly loud area, so your like sound is already pretty well taken care of.
Okay, well, not the best, but I get a decent bonus. Whatever 7 plus 9 is.
16.
16. Yes, Jesus, brain stopped working for a second.
I know that
16.
feeling. It's been a long Monday back from being gone. I'll say that. But okay, sure. So you get off, and especially considering that you are exiting the chef's area, his attention does not seem to be quite so hyper focused on things outside of his realm. And you fucking with a 24 cooking check, Bart is focusing, and he's doing his thing over there. So I'll say you're able to get down those stairs on like not stopped. Nobody stops you.
Wonderful.
So you got down here, and whereas there weren't too many torches on the deck you were just on, as that was the deck where there are some windows that are letting in natural light, all of which are open at this time, as it's a calm day. Like, it's not particularly stormy. It's letting in the sea breeze and all the ocean sounds and all that fun shit. But you go down to the deck below the next deck below. My goodness. And it is the only light is coming from torches. As you come down here, this is a much, much more open area that appears to be pretty. You can tell because you've been on a boat before now. This is a cargo hold, and you see what appear to be not just mostly there's not goods, right? You see piles of rope, some sealed crates, long planks, as well as piles of canvas and stuff that appear to be mostly for repairing the ship. Goods that look like maybe they are dried foods and other whatnot that they just kind of that are off in their own area that are separated from repair tools, but not buckets, but barrels that are sealed, but you can see like tar and stuff that have kind of like licked over the edges, all that fun stuff.
Gotcha. Nothing that they're like, this is all pertaining to this trip, right? Or general upkeep of the ship. Nothing that they're shipping or moving anywhere.
That's a general rundown of what you would imagine. It looks like it's not like super full either. This is definitely not a full hold. Like, this is a big ship. They can hold a lot of shit. And
right.
it is very much looks like they just have the stuff that's their general upkeep, as well as like food and water supplies that to get through this journey. And so it actually, it does appear like it looks kind of empty down here. There's a lot of space.
I will continue my journey.
Sure. As you get farther along, you go down and you see all these things. There's a very cleared like runway almost in between all of the supplies as you go down. There's one like little sectioned off room kind of near the end that is kind of like a smaller. It's a little bigger than a closet, it looks like, but there's a door on that, as well as on kind of opposite that door you see a trap door kind of deal that seems to be in the floor, kind of in this back corner, that is currently shut. Both the door and the trap door are shut.
Go towards the closed door to begin with, and as soon as the trap door catches my attention, beeline for the trap door.
Okay.
Loop's not a hard frog to please.
All right. You open it. It is dark down there. Like, you can see some like a couple of like vaguely flickering lights down there. It seems like you see a few glints. Actually, roll a perception check real quick. I want to see how many details I should give you here.
Is it going to be a disadvantage because I don't have dark vision?
Yes.
10 and an 18. So 10
That's not bad.
plus 3, so 13.
13. I mean, so that's not, you don't see nothing, but like you said, you see like some vague lights. Like it's not like total darkness down there, but it is very dim, and you see like some vague like glimmers down below. Like it just seems like the light's shining off of something down there.
I can't tell if it's like water or like gold.
You see light glimmering off of something. You do hear a vague swooshing, but you're not quite sure whether that's from immediately below you or from outside the planks around you.
What if I grab one of the torches off the wall?
Sure. You're like a solid 15 feet above. Like there's a ladder that goes down from the hatch down to below you. Sure, yeah, but they're in little things, so you could pull it out of its holder.
Yeah, I'll grab a torch out of the sconce and just start like make my way a little bit down the ladder so I get a better view of what's going on down there.
After you get like all the way down there and you're like leaning and holding a torch, yes, there is water down below you. This appears to be the bilge. Not that you would know what that is, but for everybody else's context.
I thought boats were supposed to keep the water out.
Oh my god, they sprung a leak.
I gotta go tell Bart we're sinking. I will climb back up, close the trap door, and sprint, torch in hand, all the way back to the mess hall.
Slap.
Full on duck feet on concrete, like.
That's awesome.
We are sinking.
What?
There's water in the ship. We're going down.
Where?
In the bottom of the ship.
In the hold?
In the bottom.
He looks out the window. he walks over and looks out the window. We're still about as high above the water as we should be.
There's water in the ship. I saw it. It's coming in.
Where is the water?
Wisdom check to realize what he's talking about.
I thought you were reading romance novels.
Isn't this conversation happening in the kitchen?
Yeah. Oh, did you go and get your book and bring it to read in the mess?
Yeah, I walked up to the mess with him, and then when I realized nothing was happening, he just like sat down at one of the tables.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Sure. You I would say roll a quick wisdom check, just like see if you.
Yeah, I don't think I have much of a bonus, but that's a good dice roll. 1 sec.
Yeah, I'm just probably.
Oh shit! I do have a good bonus. Never mind. Haha, I'm stupid. That'll be a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? What'd you roll?
I rolled a 17, and I apparently have a +3.
Jesus. Yeah. You realize he is talking about the bilge.
I think he's talking about the bilge. That's fine, Gloop. It's supposed to be that way.
Yes.
What the hell's a bilge? Sounds like a kind of goat.
All right, but water's on the ship.
Yes.
Yes, Gloop.
It's not very much water, I promise. That's fine.
I turned the page.
What?
I knew that.
We go down there occasionally to make sure there's not too much water. It's fine. I am sure they checked before we left port.
Yeah, I was just checking it again.
Roll a deception
We're all
check
set.
for me.
We're good. There's just a little bit of water in there.
Roll a deception check.
Okay. Yeah, actually got good deception. Decent deception. Never mind, it's only +3. I thought
he rolled a nat 1, so it doesn't matter.
Let's see if I help. I roll a 5, so 8.
He's like, I guess I appreciate your enthusiasm for our well-being. And goes back to cooking.
Yep.
I'm going to look between the two of them and just sort of give Gloob a little bit of a nod, sort of give him the Don't cause too much trouble. But that guy didn't catch on that you're skulking about the ship.
Holding a torch that I did not have when I went downstairs.
If Bart reacted to every time you had something you shouldn't have in your hands, he would never get anything done.
Now
I'm gonna
ones are hell
realize
of a
it's in
drug.
my hand at this point. Oh shit. Gotta go to the bathroom. And go back
Okay.
down and put the torch back.
You return the torch to its rightful place.
Wonderful.
As you're returning back above decks, some random sailor hustling and passes you and goes down the stairs.
Does any of the rest of the party see me see this?
I'm reading a book, bro.
Y'all- I don't
I'm
know.
ready.
How much attention are y'all paying to what's going on?
Man, I gotta find out what happens next with Fabio, alright?
I'm making gingerbread dwarfs.
I'm
Those are
reading my
big
wife.
cookies.
Fabio is currently single-handedly storming the castle of an evil lord, still shirtless, just with a gleaming sword in one hand, and his hand outstretched as he attempts to, rescue his fair maiden.
Tearjerker, man.
Just like tight leather pants and knee-high boots, like the whole 9 yards. Yep. So he has no idea. Yeah, you just see it's a random sailor, like kind of going, kind of jogging, and goes hustling down the stairs.
Follow?
Sure.
I have to.
You follow him down the stairs.
I follow, especially if none of them look at me. Curiosity killed the frog, man.
Okay. You follow him down there, and you see him grab a coil of rope, and then turn around and hustle back up the stairs. Do you need something? It's kind of like as he goes to walk past you, like walk back past you, has like a coil of rope over his shoulder.
No, do you need something?
Just looks at the rope. I came here for this rope, yes.
You need more?
No?
Okay.
And just keeps walking, like resuming his pace.
All right.
Hey, Bart, you got any snacks over there?
Making gingerbread dwarfs.
Go see what snacks are in the kitchen.
There's currently the smells of baking bread, as well as a big pot of what appears to be a very hearty stew at this juncture. And
boy
anything else that Bart decided to make of his own accord while he's in there. That is the current focus of the chef.
Get Julian looking for like a little tidbit to make vanish. He hungry.
I'll let him have a gingerbread dwarf that doesn't have a beard on it yet.
Sure. I imagine gingerbread dwarves cook relatively quickly. So you have a steaming, fresh gingerbread dwarf.
Fantastic.
Alright, back to Fabio.
Jesus Christ. I'm
He
not gonna
gets a
keep
cookie,
describing
but I
Fabio.
don't get any alcohol. What is this?
Describe
You
it.
try
I'm
to
just
steal
telling
from
you
the
what I'm
chef.
doing. You don't gotta describe it. I'm just telling you what I'm doing.
I know. It was amusing to me for the first couple times, and now I'm running out of just random thoughts for Fabio. But okay, sure, yeah. You are continuing to read about Fabio while you eat your fucking gingerbread dwarf. Gloob has returned from his ventures into the below decks, and you are writing to your daughter, and you're presumably still cooking. Is there anything else you gentlemen would like to do for the rest of the day? Nope.
Nope.
All right.
You know my routine.
So yeah, y'all, you continue casting. You probably get your last two, like your last casting or so here in the next little bit, before you start to hear like above you guys through the open windows as the sun is like slowly set farther into like kind of coming down towards the sea itself. You're hearing like calls to slow, furl the masts, weigh anchor and all that fun shit as the ship slows. You can feel it. It's kind of hard for you landlubbers among you, but you definitely feel a loss of speed as you guys come to a stop, and you start to hear chattering Scottish voices as the dwarves make their way from above decks, making their way to the mess. And they eat, drink. The ale starts to flow. Some you see there's a relatively large amount of discipline in regards to the drinking among these dwarves as they go about their duties, but they all fill up a mug. They scooping through, look at you weird for a moment, Bart, and looking over at the other guy before going and go about their business. Random Scottish noises. You just hear Scottish chattering. Of course, the dwarf, after y'all are done cooking and have served, basically the vast majority turns to you and kind of wiping off, the remains of nonsense off of his arms. Well, thank you for your help. You are quite competent in the kitchen.
Well, of course I am. I'm a halfling.
Thrusts out a big-ass arm. Says, I'm Vermig Duskjaw, the chef
What'd he
here on
say?
this ship. Vermig Duskjaw.
Okay. I thought he said his name was Mermaid Deskjaw. I was like, what?
Vermig Duskjaw.
I mean, I thought he said vermin at first. I was like, man, your parents did not like you.
They're very, very unhappy about his choice of career. They could sense it. They did some divination spells before he was born, and they're like, fuck this kid.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand back. My name is Bartholomew Fairfur, but you can just call me Bart. Everybody else does.
Wonderful. Well, glad to make your acquaintance, Bart.
Yeah, likewise. You're a pretty darn good cook. It's always nice to get to work with someone who knows what they're doing.
Doesn't happen frequently, in my experience.
Oh.
Especially not with passengers, but
Yeah.
You all are supposed to be fairly exceptional, so I guess that's to be expected.
Yeah, we definitely got to lead a pretty interesting life. I mean, this time
Crap.
last year,
Almost
smacks him.
without looking, just smacks one of the crew just across the fucking dome. You've already had yours for the night. You know the rules. Just rubbing the top of his head and turns away from the grog barrel. I was like, okay.
Yeah, this time last year, most exciting thing I probably would have been done was trying to, I don't know, track down a few cows that might have gone loose. But hey, here I am. Now I'm killing people and making sure people stay safe in the process. So yeah, it's a pretty good situation.
I have to say that that's a weird progression of career.
Yeah, especially when, you're a man of fate, so just kind of going where I'm supposed to be going, doing what I need to be doing.
He's kind of looks at you, he's like, you don't look like a priest.
Oh, hell, I probably don't look like much of a cook either.
Got flour all over my scale mail.
Yeah, you're like, you just left your armor on this whole time. Yeah, you're flowery scale.
After what happened on the last potent, I'm like, no, better just keep it on. It's gonna go south as soon as I take this off.
Oh man.
So yeah, I was just sitting there. Like, yep. After a while, you get used to the armor. I know they said that it takes a lot to get used to. Hey, I picked it up pretty good. Anyway, yeah, being an adventurer is pretty good life. But I mean, I'd still like to have me a nice meal every now and then.
I mean, that's understandable. I can't say I understand the adventure in life. It seems like a lot of risk for not really that much reward in the way of financial and,
No, hell, I ain't doing it for the money. I mean, in Saltmarsh, we just negotiated a deal with a bunch of lizard men to stop us from an impending invasion of Swahagan.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
that's probably
Yeah,
going to save a lot of lives.
We were hearing some whisperings of that before we left port after we made our deal with that Dralian fellow. Captain told us to ignore it, and we probably wouldn't be around for it anyway, so. But it sounds a bit concerning.
It's more serious than it sounds. On our way back, 2 men lost their head before our buddy Gloob here was able to get everyone up with the bell. Leaped right out of the water and just lobbed those poor sailors' heads right off. So I take it a lot more serious.
I mean,
Like a lot more serious.
I don't think we intend to be around when they show up. So, no offense, but we don't have a ton of investment in Saltmarsh outside of it being a source of some customers and trade.
Well, we're kind of in the ocean. That's where they live. They come out in the water.
I was
The
coming
whole
over
ocean?
to get.
Oh hell, I don't know much about the ocean, but as far as I know, the water. It was less of a distance away from where we are now from Saltmarsh. Or more of a distance, excuse me. I misspoke.
I was gonna be meandering over to get Bart. I don't know how much of this conversation I would have heard.
I'd say you probably kind of, as they kind of on the tail end of like the discussion of, oh, we just got, the lizard folk and, such on and so forth.
But I can tell they're talking about the Swagan though.
Yeah, absolutely. The name is being said multiple times, so.
On that subject, Bart, should we not have that conversation with the captain about the gravitas of being on the water with Swagan underneath us?
Yeah, I was just telling Vermick about this. By the way, fellow, this is Vermick Dutchjaw. He's
Pleasure.
This is Julian. I don't know who else is actually in here at the time.
I don't know. I assumed everybody ate dinner, so.
I'm currently eating, like bowl in hand, like.
Right.
This is Julian, Gloob, Jakob. In case you needed to put some names to faces.
You're scary looking. Pointing at Julian, like. I don't know who fucked you up, but by the gods.
He's a pretty handsome man, all things considered.
I give him my best
big
smile.
eyebrow raise. He just turns and looks at you. Like,
I give him my best smile.
Yeah, that's creepy. Please don't do it to me. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Where could we speak to the captain, sir?
I mean, you're welcome to go knock on his door and see if he's available.
Look over to Bart.
All right, well, let's go talk to the captain. Do I need a hall pass or anything like that?
No.
All right. Well, I reckon I'll see you tomorrow. It's a big ship, but it's not that big of a ship.
No ship is, really.
Yep.
A little bit bigger when you're our size, though. At least this way. This way, not so much.
I look down.
What were you saying, Gloob?
When he mentioned that if we should go talk to the captain, I said, "Where is the captain?
Oh.
Where is the captain exactly?
In his quarters.
Or his room?
Yes.
Yeah. Where is that?
Well, you go back up on the deck.
Okay.
And you know where the wheel is that turns the ship.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Room below that.
Under the wheel.
Yes.
You're right, Bart.
Sure.
Hey. Quick learner, I can.
All right. You all set off. Set off, air quotes. You travel probably like 75 feet and then some change as you go upstairs and stuff. Probably more like 100 feet. This is a big ship. You're just kind of going down a long hall and up this main kind of stair. And there indeed is a door. You can see light coming from within from underneath as well as kind of in the crack of the door itself.
I'll give it a night.
Yeah.
Shave and a haircut.
How can I help you?
Hey,
From inside.
do what?
Just from inside. The door does not open.
This is Bartholomew and the other fellows from Saltmarsh. We were wanting to discuss about you just for my sake of argument. There aren't like a lot of guards or anything on the deck of the ship right now, are there?
You see like a couple kind of that are out in similar positions to how there was guard going on the last boat, like kind of people in the middle, the people on both the aft and the fore of the ship, just kind of looks like they're out there for a little bit, but they're out there just kind of keeping an eye on things.
But the feel of security is still very casual, right? That's how you were describing it last time.
Which time?
Last session.
Last session, I mean, they said that what went down last time is y'all warned them and they assured you that they could that they knew how to take care of themselves.
But it was kind of flippant, kind of a yeah, we're fine, kind of a thing. That's kind of okay. Yeah. It's not a upscale security from what they would usually have.
It is not. Probably not.
All right. That's just what I want.
I will say though that you do see a probably y'all would have noticed, like coming onto the ship as well as kind of during your last little foray up and looking around, that there do appear to be like warning bells at both ends of the ship where sentries are currently stood.
Hey, twice the warning bell.
Right.
But yeah.
We're just coming to speak about your little bit lacking of deck patrolling.
Well, you might as well come in if you're going to have an extended conversation.
Well, sure. Doesn't need to be too long. Yeah.
Enter his captain's quarters. It's larger than, y'all's cabins, obviously, but still seems relatively bare, like in that it's very practical. He has like a little bit of a bigger bed than like y'all do, and he is a pretty nice desk that he is currently sitting at, that you see rolls of parchment, a pot of ink, some other various and sundries, what appears to be a map that's kind of held down by weights in one corner, like partially hanging off the side, and he's sat at his desk like eating dinner by light of like a lantern that is actually swinging up from above his desk. So, what is it exactly that you'd like to discuss?
We probably need to have either have us some up on the deck to help take care of guarding this place for you, or need to get some more fellas on patrol. These Swahagan really aren't a joke. Just hell, what was it? Day before yesterday, day before that, we ran into them. We had all four of us, 3 battle-tested and trained lizard folk warrior, and what was it? 4 guardsmen. Yeah, 2. 4 guardsmen, and in a matter of seconds, we ended up losing 5 people in the process. It don't take but a single leap, and they're on your deck of your ship, swinging swords and slicing throats. I'm not saying you're doing. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'm not saying you're doing a bad job. I'm just saying that there might be a bigger threat than you would imagine.
And to kind of emphasize his point, I'm gonna ask,
have you ever seen a Sahuagin, Captain?
Can't say that I have. I have dealt with plenty of danger on these seas, though.
These are a different kind of danger.
And I'm going to pull at these shadows like wisps of water and cast minor illusion to create the most horrifying visage of a Sahuagin I can create.
Kind of looks at it. Doesn't seem particularly phased. Look like right ugly buggers to me. If you fought the
Ugly
sea
and
princes
savage.
and the pirates in their employ.
Not personally.
Me and my men have.
Do
I
they
assure
breathe
you
water?
we're no strangers to the dangers of these seas. You see, you had, what? Some sailors and militia from Saltmarsh on your boat?
Yeah, and us.
We almost lost a ship to a scouting party, Captain. Should they choose to attack with an actual band of warriors?
Almost every member of my crew is a veteran of some army or another.
And they're all hours.
What'd you say?
And they're awake at all hours.
Enough of them are, yes.
I don't know, guys. It seemed like they got it to me.
Yeah, I'm
All
not
right.
trying to tell you how to run your ship. I'm just feel like you might not have been as well informed as all. Trying to save lives.
And I appreciate it. I'll make sure to
Okay.
have my men keeping an especially close eye on the waters during their watches.
I appreciate it. Sorry to barge into your personal time. Did you get any of them cookies?
You see, like, a leg. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna. Oh, Jesus. Make sure.
There's just crumbs, not even. the
You
beer.
see a single, like, leg of a cookie seems to be sitting kind of. He's got it balanced on the edge of his bowl, like, so it doesn't fall into the stew. I did. Quite delicious. It's not something that old Duskjaw tends to prepare, but I won't say no.
Yeah, that's all me. Trying to make myself a little bit more useful on the ship.
Oh, a cook and an adventurer. I guess adventurers have to have cooks, so makes sense to have a good one.
Absolutely.
Very practical. Well, I thank you. I'm sure he is appreciative of the assistance, especially if you're not just getting under his feet. Though, you are about the same size, so it's a bit more difficult.
Works out pretty good.
Wonderful.
In any case, well, I hope everything turns out all right. Just trying to let you know.
I appreciate your warning.
I'll nod my hat to him and like, well, gentlemen.
There's nothing else I can help you gentlemen with. I would like to wrap up my meal. I still have some planning and such I have to do. He just kind of like waves a hand over a map and stuff that he's got like still sat out on one side of his desk. But our
Of
course
course.
tomorrow.
I will nod and step out of the room.
Same.
How did you get to be a pirate? I mean, a captain.
Shit.
Eyes immediately narrow. I'm no pirate.
No, a captain.
I bought a boat and hired my crew.
And that's it.
And because I own the boat, it's my boat. So I am the captain. Oh god,
You-
Slav. Ugh.
You can talk to my brother sometime, Gloob. After this journey.
I mean, the boat was the ship wasn't cheap, but I mean, you buy the ship, and if you want to run it yourself, you're the captain, or you hire somebody to do it for you if you just want to sit on your ass.
That'd be my brother.
I'm sure.
Tips my hat.
Good evening, sir.
Do I see his hat hung up in the room anywhere?
Oh my god.
I'll
Yes.
say he has like a little like rack behind him where you like his hat as well as like his jacket are currently like hung from.
We're gonna Man's got like 17 hats.
He does not have 17 hats.
I am going to commit that location to my memory.
Sure. You can commit to there is a rack that seems to be just a both coat and hat rack behind the desk of the captain's quarters.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, gentlemen, I assume you all proceed back to downstairs. Is there anything else that the four of you would like to do for the night?
I think you said I had like my last little casting and then bed or whatever.
Yeah, I would say so. Like if you're wanting to do like one last like evening go of your you know your look about. I'll also say like as you guys are going below deck, you see like another group of 4 dwarves that seem to be trudging up the stairs and going to relieve the watchers that are currently on duty. I'm sorry, 5 because one does make his way and start kind of going up the main mast up towards the crow's nest.
I'll man the cams and go to sleep.
Sure. Now and these guys all do appear to be armed. They're not just like in their shirt sleeves.
Thank God.
Yeah. And the dwarves that are returning that are being replaced, similarly so. Nothing heavy. It looks like that these guys are all in like either leather or studded leather armor with like shields and like maces or axes or spears, that kind of thing.
Right.
Very well.
All right. Since it's the evening, roll one last perception check for your stuff for me. Unless any of those things have dark vision, it will be at disadvantage. It gets dark under the water.
The fish have dark vision, and
is it 60, just 60 foot dark vision?
Yep.
Okay.
And the osprey has advantage on perception checks, so it'll be normal.
Okay.
For both of them.
Sure. Roll it up.
The fish roll a natural 18 plus 0. The hawk rolls a 14 plus 4. So they're 18s all around.
Okay. For the hour before you go to bed, it's night. None of them seem to see very much, you know. Most fish are, you know, do their shit during the day. It's colder at night, harder to see, even if they can see under the water, you know, as you are a part fish man as well as a fisherman. They don't really seem to see much throughout your last hour of watching, your cam watching. Anywho, so we proceed through the night, gentlemen.
Hell yeah.
Y'all wake up undisturbed. No one really waking you up early. Nobody seeming to come to bang on your doors or anything. So the lot of you are able to sleep into your heart's desire.
Yeah.
Just to go ahead and because y'all do have several more days of travel. Is there anything that any of you particularly wish to do during this travel, or would you guys just kind of do a little bit of fast forward?
Yeah.
I'm going to be continuing the same routine that I did today.
Sure, that's fun.
Yeah, I'll probably keep cooking along and along.
All right.
I'll drink 2 of my water skins over those.
Over the next few days.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll say, like, you know, sometime around probably the second day, the captain informed you guys that this would be a 3-day journey to around the area where y'all were told to look for the ship, give or take, you know, depending on winds and weather, and that y'all would then locate the ship from there, like kind of narrow it down. So unless anybody has anything else they wish to do, you proceed with your cams watching as well as reading about Fabio and his luscious locks. Bart, you continue to cook it up. I assume you do a good job. I like your roll is so high. It's honestly not. We don't even need to check for that often. And just you continue to chat along with old Rumig Duskjaw, and he's a pretty amicable fellow, proficient with ladle, it would seem. He's got ladle proficiency. The various sailors like to test their luck every now and then. Not the same one twice in a row, though, you notice.
I gotta nurse those noggins.
Yeah. Noggins, hands, fingers. He doesn't discriminate. Whatever's easily within reach. Jakob, you drink some and hang out, I
Problem
guess.
drinking.
Gloob, I imagine you do much the same. Y'all just kind of killing your time until you arrive.
I would like to do two things with my time. It's just spending time with the bird, training it up, for a few hours a day or whatever the case is.
Sure.
Then also borrow some ink and paper from Jakob and do a crude drawing of a ship and start labeling ship parts on it as I sort of learn the ship, and just spend these next couple of days like listening to crew members and just writing stuff down and like trying to piecemeal stuff, information about ship and running a ship together.
Sure.
Do you return my pen?
Good question. Do you
Yes.
return his stuff?
Yes, I'll return your stuff.
Chris said, "You have violated the law. Now pay with your blood."
Time to die.
It's just a pen. Ah!
It was my pen.
All right. I will say you can fairly easily do so. It's mostly going to have to be during the meal times. Like you kind of asking questions and poking around. Just for my own curiosity, roll an investigation check for me.
Okay, I do believe that's a +0. It is.
Oof.
So
Let's do it.
let's go for it.
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
The opposite.
So nat
Roll that.
1.
I rolled the natural one. Yeah.
Oh.
Oof. Oofiest.
I will say between this being at meal times and one of the only times they're allowed to drink anything, as well as your own lack of knowledge of what kind of questions you need to be asking, you don't get a ton that seems particularly applicable, and especially not things that seem to make any sense to you. It seems like there's mostly mixed in like a lot of sailors' jargon, or things that you think sound made up, or just rambling as they do their best to get drunk when they can. It seems like sometimes they can sneak some extra ale, or when some is allowed. You feel
Fair
like
enough.
you feel like you might be able to pick out some words that are useful from what you gathered, but not a ton of like very solid information. I will say, and at some point, while one of these nights where y'all are sitting around, the word of the kind of the discussion y'all had, not just with the captain but with Justjaw as well, about the Sahuagin and how dangerous they are, kind of spread around, and some of the crew sit you down one of the nights for kind of just wanting to get more details about kind of like what you guys have seen and what went on. And Julian, you're a pretty accomplished storyteller, as we are aware, especially when assisted by one Bartholomew Fairfurrow. Unless you guys just wish to, not entertain these fine gentlemen.
Oh man, we got some showmanship. We gotta go.
Yeah, there you go.
And at one point during like a very tense moment, is Julian's like crouching and just explaining what you can only describe to be a terrifying scene. You hear from somewhere within the front row, and one of the dwarves looks very embarrassed. He looks around.
Got him.
I'm sorry I missed that earlier, the Audox. I hope that was made up for some of that. But yeah, the few days.
I got minor illusion and I got prestidigitation. These are some lit storytelling.
Jesus Christ, you got both. But y'all are able to do it up.
I'll help you out with the pipe of smoke monsters if I can.
Absolutely. Like that's how between your combination, you're able to do like the vagaries while he's using like his minor illusion to create like these horrifying visages like that seem to be a bit exaggerated. of course.
Oh yeah,
Of the
100%. The
Sahuagin
claws are a
and-
little bit longer.
like,
they got maybe
the
some
smoke, like-
thorns on them.
Yeah, smoke's like furling around their mouths or creating like really vague things behind them that are also supposed to be scary. Whole 9 yards.
Blood running in rivulets down their fangs as they leapt aboard the boat, with a single slash slicing the head from the shoulders of the man on watch.
But that did happen though.
Except it was
They weren't already pouring blood in constant streams down their
He's
teeth.
like, that did happen though. There's no embellishment to that part of the story. He fucking killed that guy. He died. But
Hey, sometimes the truth is horrifying enough.
that's true, which is kind of was y'all's point, right? But even so, even despite the stories, a lot of the sailors kind of like, depart laughing, and they don't seem particularly like to stay frightened. But the remainder few days of y'all's journey pass uneventfully, coming upon the morning of the 4th day. Good gracious, I'm sorry. Y'all are informed that you have arrived in the general area of where the Emperor of the Waves is supposed to be located.
Don't
Hell
suppose
yeah.
the Osprey has seen anything, seeing as he is 100 feet in the air.
Just imagine a really low dual chopper.
I mean, that's the thing is he's actually not that much higher above the crow's nest. But I'll say if you kind of want to like roll a perception check for him, just as throughout the early to late morning, as y'all are now starting to go about the area of where the ship was supposed to be located or was last seen, that kind of thing.
Right. And I was gonna say, once we do get into the area and we're now on the ship hunt, I'll keep the fish pretty much, within the 100 feet around the ship like they had been doing.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna send the Osprey out on like a mile little circular daisy pattern to check the area, going a mile out and pretty high up, as long as it stays clear enough to see.
Sure.
And that'll be a no, I get advantage. Oh well. That'll be a 17 on its perception check.
Okay, and that's on the thing. At this point, I will go ahead and say y'all also were kind of like, as it's coming to this day, they're kind of the opinion, the more eyes, the better. So y'all are all kind of have been allowed up on the deck, as this is a lot less about full speed and having everybody being able to go about their business, and there's a lot more slower pace as a lot more people are looking. So if anybody else would like to roll some perception checks as y'all are making your way, I would allow it.
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
I'm good at them. Oh shit, I just cursed myself for sure.
So I just wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way before I responded to the birds roll.
That's I did curse myself. That's a 9.
Okay. Looks like the ocean, Bart.
Ooh, there's water. I see a bunch of water. And that's about it. The sun reflecting on the water.
15 for Gloob.
Gotcha.
Real right.
19.
Yeah.
19? Wow.
And the fish aren't so much looking for the boat as for underwater threats,
Still keeping
but they
an eye
only
on
got a
things.
14. So
They don't seem to notice anything in particular. Bart, you see the ocean. And I'm going to address the bird first, as it was on a like long-winded kind of search pattern. I will say probably a couple hours into the morning. So kind of edging up on noon. I'll say probably around 10, actually a little after 11, probably closer to 11:30. The bird, as it like makes its way back from one of its outings, it does communicate to you that there does appear to be a stationary, like large stationary vessel from its path where it currently was.
Shit.
I will have it closer investigate.
Do you inform people to go the right way?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
that's it's
Just want to make
immediate
sure.
command.
Yeah.
Immediate command, and then I'm gonna go speak to the captain.
Yeah.
Because it'll probably be outside of my telepathic communication range.
Absolutely. You set off, tell the captain. The captain is like, very well, and turns your course to kind of the direction that the ship, that your bird was going. I will definitely say, in order of Jakob and then Gloob, in the next half hour to 45 minutes or so, y'all do close in. and you start to see the ship kind of not exactly on the horizon, but farther in front of you guys as it starts to close in. When you said closer investigate, Julian, what exactly were you instructing your bird to do?
No, like get as close to the ship as possible. You know, land on the damn thing if it can, see what it can see.
Okay.
Give it a couple circles around and then come back.
You sure that's a good idea with all them ghosts? I mean, I don't know you're doing it. That's out of character.
Yeah.
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 This ship
Give
shrouded
it a
in fog.
couple of like close, tight circles around it. Look on the deck as well as it can. See if there's anything on it, any marks of damage, and then head back and let me know.
Gotcha. All right. So, as you guys get up, as you guys are approaching this, and as you guys are starting to actually see the ship and are closing in on it, it's more apparent to the naked eye. The lookout who's on all the way up in the crow's nest has called out that he sees it. Y'all are making full steam ahead. Is about the time that your bird returns to you, Julian, after kind of taking a closer look. After it comes within the 100 feet, what it shares with you is that this is it seems to be a larger vessel, probably kind of on par, maybe a bit smaller than the Soul of Winter, which you are currently aboard. But it is, and you guys can even see this at this point as it's returning. You see no masts currently aboard this ship. The bird giving you more detail is that all there were this was a 3-masted ship, and all of them are snapped off and no longer, there's maybe some trailing rigging and the remains of some canvas still aboard the ship, but there's no evidence of any of the masts themselves, all broken off at various and sundry pieces at various heights, none too terribly tall. The ship is listing slightly to one side. It looks like it's probably taken on waters. It's also sitting lower in the water than it normally would. There's general damage to the ship. The bird base boat's fucked up.
Is it like when you say general damage to it, is it like giant claw marks or like holes from like ballista or
this
cannonballs
bird
or whatever?
doesn't have your expertise
Gotcha.
of these matters. So
any dead bodies or skeletons at this point, I guess, or anything like that on the deck?
not that it could see.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I will begin my short rest so that if we go on the thing, I've got 2 spell slots.
Sure. Oops. Apparently, I have to keep us on that thing so we get a little more atmospheric music. But as y'all are approaching, and you get closer, and these things are more apparent to the rest of you, and there starts to be muttering of the crew as you get closer. It's very clearly this ship is not moving. It probably takes another 30 minutes for y'all to get the rest of the way up to the ship. The Soul of Winter does, however, stop about 500 feet away, a solid distance, and you hear Wolgar starting to shout to a couple of his men to let down one of the rowboats that they have aboard the ship. And he comes up to the lot of you. Now you'll understand if I don't want to get anywhere nearer to a wreck like that than I have to.
Of course.
I'll have some of my
Give
men.
me a little time for some preparations.
Enough time has passed for your short rest.
Cool.
Like I said, it's been a little over half an hour at this point.
Julian, in that case, I was born ready.
Yeah, right. It just
Kind of
fucking
call something
planks
like
off
that.
the side of the boat.
What'd you say, Gloob?
What could have caused something like that?
Y'all are now close enough. Julian, if you want to roll basically your fisherman's check that we have been doing.
Fisherman check. Got it.
Basically, a knowledge nature with your knowledge nature real quick, and you get your proficiency to this if you're not already proficient in knowledge nature.
That will be 18 modified.
18 modified. Before Wolgar spouts exposition, I'm gonna go ahead and let Julian have a little bit of this information. Now that you are closer, you can see that it looks like something attacked the ship. You can't be entirely sure what. It looks like not only that, but it looks like the snapping of the masts and some other things looks like it has suffered terrible weather, like maybe a tidal wave or it was in some kind of hurricane. Like there's weather damage, but then there are also like pieces of like sections of the ship that look like kind of crunched inwards that had to have been caused by something.
Oh, so these aren't like cannonballs or shot or anything.
It's like a big water beastie.
Correct.
Um,
And Wolgar is starting to open his mouth to explain something similar. He's like, well, from what I can tell, it looks like this ship went through some weather and had to run in with something particularly nasty.
and large. That's not a small boat.
Yes. So you understand my not wanting to get too close to it.
Right.
Just in case, backup plans being only there for backup.
Of course.
How armed is this ship?
Define armed. We have weapons. We have arms and armor for all of my men.
Cannon's big enough to shoot something that might want to crush a ship.
You have not seen a cannon aboard the ship the entire time you've been here.
Okay. Cool. I don't know if this even exists.
They do not.
Okay.
Oh, okay. They got a. Have we seen any like ballista or arbalests or anything like that?
No. We have
Hell
some larger handheld devices that can launch harpoons and the like, but do our best to avoid those kind of confrontations if at all possible.
Just in case, you might want to ready them as a defensive measure.
I don't disagree. I'm gonna have my men, the majority of them anyway, armor up as well, just in case.
Still looking at the caved-in sections on that other boat while I'm saying this.
Right. Well,
I'm sitting in the boat, ready to go.
Yeah, the
Ready for action.
the sooner you go, the better.
Yeah, let's get in that dinghy and get on Ruin.
Couple of sailors that are not currently like strapping on armor hop into the boat, and they toss their armor and shit in with them. They just kind of shove it up under their benches. Like, we're gonna do this in a minute. And they hand wave you all aboard, and they start rowing you guys the 500 feet from the Soul of Winter to the Emperor. Holy God.
Words are hard, aren't they?
Words are very hard. Emperor of the Waves. And it takes a few minutes, especially the boat's a bit heavy. Looking at Jakob at this time, as they go, your porters explained that they will be dropping you off, and then they're gonna row a little bit away from the ship while you do your thing, and to signal them when you desire to be retrieved. Preferably quickly.
All right.
That ship does not look in good shape. So, y'all approach the side of this ship here. Oh goodness.
Floop's eyes, they're just scanning the waters below.
Sure. Are you wanting to roll a perception check as you approach?
If you want to give me one, I'm just seeing if I see any gigantic fucking shadows
Sure.
underneath our
yeah,
ship.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a check for me.
How long do you think it would take to row over there? 500 feet.
500 feet. I'm trying to determine how fast we said these things would go before. It'd be a little faster than the one y'all had last time, because there's 2 people rowing.
Enough to cast the ritual spell?
Yeah, I'd say it'll probably the whole full 500 feet. I'd say somewhat. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Okay.
I'd say like maybe you're sitting there for like a minute or two after you pull up, but you could.
Yeah, I guess they got to put on their armor and shit too, right?
Yeah, they definitely come to a stop, and they see you're doing your thing. They're like, we're gonna go ahead and do this real quick, and they start fucking. They're like, they do not like this.
Yeah, I was just going to ritually cast detect magic to see if I can like scan anything across the ship. 60-foot range.
60-foot range.
Oh wait, is that only 30 foot? Hold on.
I would double check that.
30-foot range.
Okay, I mean you can definitely go ahead and check. You're up kind of near the bow of the ship currently.
Okay.
Kind of on the like right hand side of the ship itself.
Right.
You can maintain it for 10 minutes though while we walk on the ship. So
Yeah. Try to keep it up as we start to embark. Embark.
her.
This displeases me. You have disadvantage on everything. The rest of the
Disadvantage on everything.
Unfunny joke.
Roll me a breathing check. Oh, too bad.
That's crazy.
Bro, that sucks. You die.
Wild. So you cast it. By the time you get there, with a range of 30 feet, y'all are kind of near the bottom of the ship. What can you just read off detect magic for me real quick?
Sure.
I can't remember the exact details off the top of my head.
For the duration, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. And you learn that School of Magic, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. Let me just double check.
Biggest fucking holes of all time.
Well,
extra thick.
there are multiple walls within a ship, but
Right. For sure.
I'll say for the moment with a range of 30 feet that you are currently not pinging anything. From where y'all are sat at kind of the bottom side of the boat. The dwarves, after you've done your thing and they're then armored up, they're like, okay, well, I don't see intact leather, but that's why we brought these. They pull a couple fucking grappling hooks from.
Well, you said there was like canvas and rigging and stuff. Is any of
Yeah.
it trailing over the side of the boat?
Slightly. There's not. I won't say there's not any that's going all the way down to the water.
Gotcha.
But these guys chuck their grappling hooks up. They are practiced at it.
Before we board, I'm going to see what the damage below the waterline is like.
All right.
They look in the water and look at you. Like,
Hey man,
I mean, if
I'm
you
a water
really want
predator
to.
too. And do my little scuba diver, tilt off the edge of the boat and see what's
Okay.
causing it to tilt and see what's underwater.
Sure. I'm just for the sake of brevity, you're able to swim the length and breadth of the ship pretty quickly because you have a 30-foot swim speed, right? So like dashing more or less and inspecting the whole boat. You just see that there are like various and sundry breaches in the hull. Like none that are super huge, like not enough that the boat is actively like sinking, but you see that it looks like there are small breaches within the hull, and you're sure that it's taking on some water, but it looks like most of the major breaches are higher up, and that probably a lot of the water it took on that caused it to list as well as be sitting low in the water probably happened during whatever storm did a lot of the damage to it.
Okay. And we're like way out in the open ocean. There's not any land or anything for any. Okay.
There is not shit.
All right, and then I'll kind of clamber back into the boat.
This time, like
well-
I said, 2 grappling hooks are now currently trailing down the side of the ship.
Oh well, if they're
Y'all to-
already there by the time I get back, then
Oh
I'll
yeah,
just
they
go
were
directly.
throwing them as you went. They were like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kinda-
I'll go directly at the hook then.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to start climbing one of them while he was doing his damage assessment.
Sure.
Get him clock ticking down on this detect measure.
Yeah, if y'all just want to go ahead, everybody who's going up, just quick athletics check as you go up these ropes, because there
Got a
is.
17.
Okay, yeah, you definitely make it up because it's fucked up. It's kind of at a tilt, at an angle. There's algae and other muck that seems to have kind of accrued on the boat as well. But so
Is that
17
a-
dex or
I wrote
strength?
it
athletics.
16 for a total of 16.
You make it up easily enough. What was that?
14 plus 1, 15.
15, easily enough. You make it up. It's a little slick, but you're able to get right on up there.
11
11. You have
plus 0.
You have a particularly difficult time, Julian, as you go up. Maybe it's because you were already a little wet from the water, and that just causes you to slide extra against the stuff that's coating the outside of this hole in places. It's not particularly elegant, but you do make it up the ship and over the side. Oh, goodness. And as you guys crest your way up onto the deck of the ship, you are greeted by a much more close look at this, the destruction and the wreckage of this place. You see that there's clearly a lot of weathering to these planks. Some of the damage looks like it might not have necessarily even been recent, that maybe there's rotted wood in places. And let me just get a quick perception check from everybody.
Ooh, 22.
2.
So that's higher than an 11. Jesus. Okay.
7.
Okay. 7 total?
18 total.
9.
All right. And a 9. Those that rolled above a 10, you notice that among this,
You
there's
bastard.
hey man, that's the DC. It wasn't hard. It's not my fault you can't fucking see. But as you're looking about and you see this, it's wrecked. This place looks like it's just about falling apart. The stairs that go both into the forecastle as well as the aft section of the ship, there's some stairs that are missing. Doors on both sides that seem to go into rooms on either ends are they're not completely off the hinges, but they are not just ajar, but they're no longer upright. They're kind of leaning and dragging along the deck. And those who rolled above a 10, you see dark splotches across various and sundry portions of the deck that you are pretty damn sure is blood.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's not ominous or anything.
What's that?
Yeah. What?
Gesture at the blood
Yeah.
spots. Lead his attention to it.
What is that? Rotten wood?
I just pointed out to you, you do notice the blood. Yeah. But as y'all are taking in the deck of the ship and are seeing what lies ahead of you, that is where we're going to grab our break real quick. So, y'all are
Wow,
aboard the
okay.
Emperor of the Waves. How exciting. But yeah, we're going to hop out of here real quick. We're going to, put on some different music that maybe isn't quite so spooky, but still a little spooky. As we, go use the bathroom, refresh our drinks, all that fun stuff. We'll be back here in about 15, maybe 20 minutes, depending. Hopefully, we'll try to get this a little quicker because I'm hoping for us to get some solid progress on their journey. But
That means combat. The skeletons are going to come out.
hey man,
Kraken.
Ghost pirates.
I have the tokens. I can put them on here if you really want them.
The Hawaii Ghost Pirates. Come on.
CR 15. They get more
Led by a
powerful than
kraken.
death. Led by
Wait
a
a minute.
kraken. But anywho, yeah, don't go anywhere. We're gonna be right back with more of this hopefully fun, exciting stuff. I know it's been a bit slower, but who knows what could happen aboard the Emperor of the Waves. So we'll be right back. We'll see you guys here in just a bit. And we're back. Hello, everybody. We are returned, and okay, it looks like the map's currently looking all right. I realized I didn't have a way to check that since we were going straight to it. But yeah.
Oh man, I forgot when we get to the battle map how my scarf just completely makes my name.
Does it fuck up your name? It makes it impossible to read. I can fix
Yeah.
that. I don't know
Yeah.
why I haven't, but I can like outline it in black or something. But anywho,
It's all good.
problem for a different time. But we
Indeed.
return. Us here at Hard Knock Dice. We come back with this Ghost of Saltmarsh champagne. The second half of tonight's session, as we our brave adventurers have spent a few days at sea as they traveled to locate the Emperor of the Waves, the ship owned by one Aubric Dralian. At one point, to recover his wealth upon arrival, they have discovered that the ship is wrecked, is dead in the water via a mixture of rough weather as well as some large beastie of some kind, presumably located within the water itself, seems to have put quite the hurt on it. They have now...
Dire minnow.
Yeah, it's a big-ass fucking goldfish. But they have scaled the side of the ship and have now climbed aboard to discover more of the destruction and more like HD cinematic view, as well as evidence of violence as there's blood stains on parts of the deck. And that's where we left them before we went on our break. And welcome DM Chronicles and anybody you brought along with you. Howdy all. I hope you have a good time here, as you know, y'all for once made it, but while we weren't like right on break, you made it right after we got back. It's fantastic timing. Love to see
I'll probably try to pace up and down the length of the ship, like kind of in a quick fashion, to see if I can detect any magic below.
Let me see here. Alrighty. So, and you're just going up and down the whole thing, just kind of pacing near, like, along the ball strait itself on either side?
Right. I'll probably kind of go up this way and then kind of go back down to the other side.
Okay. That's easy enough to do. Like those stairs take you up about 10 feet. Basically, almost as soon as you guys got on top of the ship itself, and as you started making your way, into this downward area, right down around here, you started making your way when your 30 feet kind of made it through this door and into whatever room is beyond. You start getting not super strong reactions, but you are getting. You feel something?
It was like there's something in the cabin's quarters, basically, or the captain's quarters.
Yeah, what would be the captain's quarters? Yeah,
Okay.
you sense vaguely, and I know you usually get like the exact nature of the magic, but this is more vague, but it feels
okay,
kind of divine in nature.
Cool. All right.
Not arcane.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of how deep 30 feet goes. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I totally screwed you out of something while y'all were down at the edge. On the very edge of your orb, while y'all were down near right near the water line, on near that bottom section of the boat, on the edge of that sphere going downwards, you were able to detect, like very faintly because it's just in reach, abjuration and evocation magic.
Oh, okay.
Like very concentrated, like in one spot, not spread out anywhere.
Near the
top
part of the
front,
ship?
Yeah, near the front part of the ship, down.
All right.
So near the bottom of the front ship.
I will share that information with the party and kind of get rid of the spell. Well, looks like there was some magic somewhere in the front of the ship down low, and there might be something in the captain's quarters, but I'm not sure.
And you also, I believe, detect some, as you're pacing in this front part, like going from one side to the other. You're detecting traces of necromantic energy as well below you.
And some damn necromancy. I knew there's going to be some ghost pirates. Ghost pirates. Was it?
Gloob draws his rapier, and when Bart says ghost pirates.
Yeah. All right. So we've done this before. We can do it again. Let's just get ready to have ourselves a nice little tussle.
And where are you boys going?
Probably let Gloob take point, since he's the lightest. Or, not walking over something and collapsing into a floor below or something like that.
All right.
I will be right back.
Sure.
Very well.
I will be right behind Gloob.
All right.
I will have my sword and shield out, not my bow.
Sure. So you summon your blade. And you have your shield out as well, okay? Which general direction are you heading?
To the most important place, as Gloob has found out, is located under the Will, which is the captain's quarters. Because all ships are the same, and that is exactly where he is going to go for this one.
All right. So you're making your
All
way
right.
down about here.
Yeah.
Sure.
Follow me. Be quiet. I'm going to sneak.
Okay. Anybody who's sneaking, roll a stealth check for me.
Oh, wait, it's at disadvantage.
It is a disadvantage.
Oh
'cause you're in
shit!
heavy
Okay,
armor.
cool.
Is mine at advantage with the boots or no?
I would say yes, because right now you don't see anything on deck, so the majority of your efforts would be into how quietly you walk.
It's good because that's a 4. That's a 15, which makes it a respectable 24.
I am not proficient, but I rolled a 19, so 21.
21, 24,
11.
11. Okay.
Chunky boy. Do you want me to roll for Bart? Or are you doing it?
I can roll for him real quick. I'm going to assume he is attempting to sneak. I feel like that's a fair assumption.
He's back.
Oh, wait. Okay, is he back already?
Yeah. Also, DM Chronicles got the Wild Magic Surge. I don't know if you saw it.
I did not. Unfortunately, I can't see this stuff. I want to see some wild magic. All right, we can make that happen. I'm sure at some point on here. Dude, keep in mind this isn't like we're not rolling on the wild magic table for this. Just so everybody is aware, I'm not gonna have somebody like accidentally just fireball themselves. That would be really fucked up.
Oh man, don't make Gloob cast Fireball. He will think he is a
I mean, you can't cast magic, so you can't do magic, so I think you're safe. This is the wild magic surge is for like aesthetic changes and stuff. It's for the funsies, We're not trying to murder our players on accident.
Believer.
So I had an 11, 24 and a 21. What's your stealth, Bart? I'm assuming you're trying to stealth. You are welcome to not if you don't want to.
You're muted.
You are muted.
He said that's a 4.
4?
But he is muted.
Okay. Somehow Jakob is doing a marginally better job of moving quietly than Bart is. Still not great. You got your medium armor, boys. Out of curiosity, I totally forgot. What medium armor are you wearing, Julian? Or are you wearing medium armor?
I am wearing.
Or are you just wearing like leather?
No, I'm wearing medium. It's
I would double check to see
chain shirt.
All right, does that have you roll at disadvantage for stealth?
No.
Okay.
No, it does not.
Okay, just want to make sure. I know medium armor is weird, so I just wanted to double check. Okay, yeah, y'all sneak up, ish. Some of you sneak. We'll say that. Some of you sneak. About approximately 50% of the party sneaks. And y'all are coming up on this door. Like I said, it is like the top hinges are loose and it is dragging one corner, but it is most of the way closed right now. Like, and I would say most of the way, it's like it's like a slight like half-inch gap that's kind of like listed open a little bit.
All right.
I will look around the edges of the door and see if I'm going to catch a frickin' poison dart to the neck.
Okay, are you searching for traps?
Yeah.
Okay, roll an investigation check for me.
My best skill.
Hell yeah.
What was that?
Say, mighty 3.
Seems pretty good to you.
We're all safe. Right. I'm going to open the door.
Okay, as you do open the door, you don't make any saves. However, as it's opening, you see kind of on the sides of the door that are like where the hinges and stuff are, as you're opening it, there appear to be, like, you see spider webs, like smaller ones, as they kind of like kind of pull open and break on that side of the door. Maybe you see the strands of a couple that were attached to that side of the door as well that you are currently pulling open, but it's dark inside. As dark as it can be with holes in the ship.
I don't see any. I don't see any big spookies running at me right now. Like, right, there's nothing. Okay.
You're not currently. what you see
gonna-
just standing outside of the doorway of the ship. Whoops.
Mhm.
You are looking in, and you see a rough stone altar sitting in the center of the cabin. From this distance, it looks like it's covered in markings with mud and probably some blood on it as well. Across the room, hung up on some of the walls, you see some humanoid skulls, each mounted on a wooden spike. In the corners on both sides of the room, there's piled with garbage and other random, like various and sundry debris, with roughly cut wooden logs, smashed furniture, torn sacks, shattered crates, and small piles of dried palm fronds. In the corner, you can see vaguely the top of a stair that descends, and there's an acrid, kind of foul odor.
Well, how common are spiders at sea? I'm going to point towards the spider webs. I mean, I'm not a sailor. I would think that it's not a very common thing.
They get on at port, I guess. I don't know. This boat's been here a while.
Same way that rats get on ships.
I suppose. And equally as concerning, if not a little bit more so, there are skulls right there.
Yeah, what do we notice about this here horrifying fucking?
Y'all are still standing outside. Oh, and I'm so sorry. I forgot y'all. Since y'all can now see into the room, let me move this. Just move this off to the side, and this is kind of what you see. You have the altar there in the center.
Oh shit!
Like the altar over here in this center area. I know there's what would be a log right there. The piles of debris all over the place in here. The skulls kind of mounted on this back wall and on some of the sides, past the debris and other rubbish, and the stair on that. You're facing it on your left hand side, but it's on the right hand side of the ship.
Also, DM Chronicles redeemed something else.
We're not ad-libbing a fireball. Just gonna throw that out there. There's no fireball, unless he just means the word fireball. I guess I can.
The word
Okay.
fireball.
I'm sorry. I was on the
ad-lib is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I turn to Bart
confused.
and I go like this. Fireball.
No, this is my job. Get out of here.
All right, well, stay a little bit behind me. If I scream a little bit, run in. And I'm going to slowly and sneakily make my way in.
Okay.
I want to get up
inside.
just to the altar and just investigate it a little bit closer and see if there's any telling details about it.
Sure. So you want to? Are you just trying to look at it, or are you trying to interact with it?
Just looking at it right now.
Okay. So you're maintaining your
If it looked like something to interact with, I may do that. But currently, I'm just looking at it.
Yeah. If you want to roll another investigation check as you kind of take a look at it.
+0. 14!
Okay. You don't get much more than what you saw on the outside. This seems to be, like I said, they're carvings, and from a distance you couldn't quite tell what they were, and you're still not quite sure exactly what they are up close. But they seem like maybe they're a crude runes or writing of some kind, just kind of roughly chiseled and carved into various parts of the surface. The blood that is in several places does seem to be like drawn on there in similar fashion, but in more sweeping shapes.
Julian, or Bart,
Yes.
come here.
I will walk in. I was right at the door, so.
Okay,
Look-
so you just walk in?
Yeah, I'll head in there as well.
Okay.
Kind of
Are y'all just walking in, or are you all still trying to sneak?
I mean, I'll
yeah.
still try to sneak, obviously, but it's not really going to do anything.
So this wouldn't be rolling a new roll. This would be keeping the same roll.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
So-
still kind of creeping in.
Everybody who wants to be in there, make sure you're moving your token inside into where you're standing.
I'm gonna do kind of like a good look about of the room with my dark vision when I get in.
Okay, you're rolling a perception check. I'll say, yeah, go ahead and roll your perception for me real fast.
It could be worse. That'll be a 16.
You see more of the same. Like, you see more of these spider webs that are over the place. And I will say these are not normal sized spider webs. This
Oh no.
looks like twine. In some places there are smaller spider webs, but you see silk.
These
that
aren't-
it would
These aren't
come from.
cobwebs.
No, these are spider webs, and they look like they came from something quite a bit bigger. And as I will say, probably the last two to come in are Jakob and Bart. Give me 1 second.
Big spider.
Perhaps.
Oh no, not the big spider.
Just a kraken that has web too.
Yeah, he's casting a spell on the just being a total asshole to the people on the deck.
Jakob,
Yes.
you are restrained as web shoots out of the pile of debris behind you and like lashing onto you, and it is like wrapping itself around you rapidly and is sticking you in place. Julian, what's your AC?
$17.
17. Seeing it hit Jakob in front of you, and you turn just in time to just barely get out of the way as a similar string of spider silk just right past your head and kind of sticks up onto the ceiling.
There it is.
And one last one coming at Bart as well, but it seems to mostly just like get stuck in the mass of debris and everything between you and your attacker. And if y'all would all go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire comes out and kicks our ass.
Not
Oh
quite.
no.
Hey.
Swap to some battle music here.
What in the hell is that?
Oh, God,
I can
Jesus
tell you it's
fuck.
not as bad as how I rolled.
Oh no, are those Eder caps?
That is one Eder cap and two other fucking things.
Eder
Is
caps.
that a
are not
manatee?
nice. Yes.
Do what?
Said, is that a manatee?
Death manatee.
I got a 14 on my initiative.
Okay, give me just a moment.
Oh.
You know, for
What in
somebody
the shit?
who got spider webbed, I rolled about as you'd expect.
Okay. Okay. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and grab y'all's initiatives. Anybody, 25 to 20.
21.
21 for Gloop, alright. Alright. 20 to 15.
Guys, 20 to 15. Come on.
Nobody's
he's
20 to
say-
15.
come on, guys.
Okay, 15 to 10. You're muted, I didn't hear that.
14.
14? Anybody else 15 to... Oh, Jesus, come on, guys. 10 to 5? It's a 9? Christopher. Oh, no. Okay, and
Hey,
you're
I'm wrapped up in a web.
restrained. Oh, no.
I'm wrapped up in a web.
Oh,
5 to 0. That's a 4. Oh, God. That's like the
You know,
worst.
I'm just gonna take this dice and just.
I think that's the worst y'all have rolled as a party for initiative this entire campaign.
Hey, I had a 6 that one fight.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
everybody
roll
else
initiative
rolled better
shit.
than that. Holy moly! Yeah, let's get a little zoom in on the action here. Oh, let me see how that's looking here. Yeah, y'all got 2 big ass motherfuckers and a slightly smaller motherfucker off to the other side. It could have gone worse. More of you could have gotten restrained. 3 of you, in fact, could have gotten restrained. That would have been a bad time. Okay, well, starting us at the top of our initiative order is Gloob. What would you like to do, buddy?
Glue's just gonna panic. That's what's gonna happen. Ah! And I'm just gonna try to poke this thing in the eye. I'm gonna step up right
That one?
beside
Okay.
Jakob.
Sure. Make an attack roll for
And
me.
yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to poke this thing in the eye. All right,
Woo,
come on.
Shit, double shit.
There we go.
Just chucking the
Natural 16 plus what is my attack roll now? Plus 7, so 23.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Hell.
They don't have awesome AC.
Do I get like sneak attack?
Oh, that's a problem because you are within 5 feet of an ally, and he is restrained, so he's not currently threatening him. Or threatening him.
Julian's there though.
Is Julian?
Julian's but you can still make attacks while restrained. They're just at disadvantage.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, I would say so. And Julian's pretty close by as well, anyway, so you're good.
Just to confirm too, I've already made an attack, so I'm sticking with it. Julian, are you restrained too? Is it just Jakob?
It's just
Okay.
Jakob.
Okay.
I gave it.
His shield saved his ass.
Actually rolled really well.
Yeah, shields.
So that is 13, 6 plus 5, 11 piercing damage and 5 plus 2 and 7 sneak attack.
So total of
Oh,
18?
shit. Yeah, that's it.
Was that 7 and 11? Okay. Alrighty, that's a shot. Like you step up and you drive your rapier like right into one of its giant arachnid eyes. It's like pincers are collapsed. Like if you've seen Lord of the Rings, you know when fucking Sam stabs Shelob and it just jerks back and it's flailing its legs and it lets out like a as it kind of leans back and away from you. In what is an immense amount of pain as like black blood starts to kind of pour from its face.
Damn right. Jakob, get out of there. Help me. That will end my turn. I'll finish my turn right there.
Okay. All right. That will bring us to Bart.
Oh wow, me already. All right.
Your other 2 party members rolled below 10, so.
I am going to move a little bit to the south over here and get kind of behind Jakob, and I am going to give Bart and Jakob that good old emboldening bond.
Okay. Is that gonna be it? For
No, I will then bonus action the I don't know what you would like me to call it, my spiritual weapon.
the bonkening.
Since
Spiritual bonkening.
you have issues with me calling it a knob.
God damn it, boy! It's a mace. Come on, man.
Let's call it the handle.
There's a doorknob on the end of it though. It's a crystal doorknob.
Oh God.
And I will smack at that creature there.
All right, make an attack roll.
Does a 15 hit?
I believe so. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it does. 15. It does barely actually. Wow, their AC is better than I thought it was.
That is a do you add wisdom to your attack with spiritual weapon?
Yes. Yeah, it's the D8
Okay,
plus
so-
D8 plus wisdom force damage.
So 9 points of force damage.
9 points of force damage. Big ol' herd. You smack him right in the schnoz. You said 9? Perfect.
Right.
It kind of bashes it across the face as it's come like up out of loose debris, like shooting its web, missing you, and then bam, right in just the side of the face, and just kind of like very briefly, like recoiling to the side before kind of rearing up to the rest of its full height as it starts to trudge across the debris that is in this room. Does that be it for your turn?
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Okay, that brings us to their turn.
Oh no.
So this guy right here just got stabbed in the fucking face. So he is going to, it's going to lunge at you, Gloob.
Shit.
Let me see if he got his. Okay. So it lunges at you with its pincers flashing. That's a crit.
Koshik, where you at? Cancel it.
On the right side, you don't have to make a Constitution saving throw, because are you immune or resistant to poison?
I am immune to poison.
Okay, so you don't have to roll a con save.
Might want to resize the doorknob, BT dubs.
I was about to say, did he upcast?
I don't think so. So
big knob.
And but as it lunges in at you and kind of gets a hold of some of like the meaty part in between your shoulder and your big old lizard, your big old frog head, and just sinks its teeth into you, you take 11 points of piercing damage.
Oh, that hurt.
You do feel the poison coursing from its fangs into you as it does this, but it does nothing. No burning, nothing. As it wrenches away, taking a little bit of froggy flesh with it, and just still that hissing at you as it rears back, which will then bring it to its buddy's turn, who is going to advance forward a smidgen here, going for a similar attack on Julian. Or let me see if he got his thing back. Okay, so he's got that. With a 2, though, as it lunges in, Julian, you're able to interpose your shield once again between yourself and its pincers as it kind of slams into your shield, kind of rocks you back a smidgen.
God bless shields.
All right, that brings us to the Ettercap. Okay. And what it is gonna do, I mean, it recharged, so why not? Yeah, it's not 100% sure on the source of the damage because they're not super smart. But it did also see Gloob stab one of its compatriots, and it just turns and spits. It launches another bunch of web across the room.
Do I got like half cover or something from this altar? How tall is this altar?
I mean, I would give you half cover for it, but that's a 23.
So it misses.
What's your AC with +2 AC, Gloob?
17.
You are restrained.
I'm sorry, 18. Wonderful.
Still restrained. As it comes across the room from you and hits you and kind of in partially just envelops your arms and your legs as it kind of just coats you and holding you down. It's then gonna take. Do you need me to resize this, Kent? A little wee bit large. And it will take. And taking the rest of its movement, approaching on the rest of you, and that's going to end its turn, bring us to Julian.
Alright, let's see if I can roll better on attack rolls than I can on
Initiative.
initiative.
I hope for your sake you can. Jesus.
Oh! Guess who else can crit, motherfuckers?
Okay, who are you attacking?
This here bug next to me, the one that
tried
went
to
to
bite
lash
you?
out.
Okay. Alright, roll your damage.
Could be better, but could be worse.
That is
17 points of damage.
and that's just straight longsword damage, right?
Yeah, because I forgot to do my
Okay, just making sure.
hex on it.
Yep.
Because I am retarded.
You're good.
Oof.
Okay. I mean, that's 17 damage. Respectable considering that it was not hexed beforehand. But
Yeah.
you immediately after, parrying it with your shield, you lash out as it's still kind of up in the air, carving a deep slash, releasing more of that black, just dark black blood as it just drips across what I guess would be a spider chest. Just more of this pain screeching. Does that be it for
We
your turn?
wrangling with Shelob now. Let's go.
Seems that way.
I'm not going anywhere, and I forgot to use my bonus action because, again, I am the big stupid, so
Gotcha.
no point in doing it at the end after my attack. So,
Sure. Says that's gonna be it for your turn.
I guess.
All right, and that will now bring us to Jakob. Jakob, you're restrained. You can try to make an attack. You can try to break the restraint. It is up to you.
I'm going to make a great weapons master attack against the spider to my left.
Okay. This will be at disadvantage.
Yep, I'm going to use the D4 with that.
Sure.
Okay, that's not bad rolls. Rolled 19 and a 15 with the 3 on the D4, so
And remember to subtract 5.
it's
It's -5 to hit.
It's +1 because I got a +6.
Right. Okay.
With my
yeah, you hit.
Nice.
Roll damage.
Heck yeah.
And I'm going to menacing strike.
Okay.
So
Add the D8 to the damage.
Go on the slash bill.
Is 15.
Total? That is impossible. You have a flat +15
I'm
to
sorry.
damage.
I forgot the
that's an important
great
part of
weapon
that.
master,
It's
so it'll
like
be 25.
25.
Yes.
Despite being coated and having a hard time moving, you were able to get your sword unsheathed and bring it crashing down on this thing. Split, like you don't cut it in half because it's a large creature, but going through its head and through a large section of its torso before just going through it and lodging itself partially into the already in bad shape decking of the ship as it just lets out a last kind of just a little gurgling screech as it collapses, just leaking nasty spider guts and stuff onto the deck.
Hell yeah.
I'll just need to get out of this.
Yep.
And that'll be it.
All right. So you are still restrained, for the record.
Am I able to use like a bonus action and try to break it?
As an action to try to break the restraint.
Okay, then yeah, I'm fine to stay restrained.
That brings us back to our top of our initiative of Gloob.
Okay. Gloob is not in a good spot.
Yep, you are. Yeah, you're currently restrained. So what would you like? What are your thoughts?
Is this one? It doesn't have the red egg, so I just want to make sure. I thought you described this one right here as dying.
He's dead. Yeah. This one is dead right here.
Okay.
It's dead and oozing spider guts onto the floor.
Okay.
I will say, as this combat broke out, y'all noticed like a bunch of smaller spiders have like started like scattering from various and sundry places within this room.
I thought
I forgot that flavor text. I just wanted to get it in there.
Well, I see this thing behind me. I'm going to bonus action disengage from him.
Your movement is 0.
And do what?
Your movement is 0 because you're restrained.
Ah, you're right. Shish kebab. Well, I'll just use my action to try and break out.
Okay, go ahead and roll an athletics check for me.
You can add a D4.
And you can add your D4 to that if you would like.
Okay. I will add that D4 because athletics, you said, is
I'm
not my
sorry.
strong suit.
It's a straight strength. It's a strength check. My apologies.
It's the same roll.
Okay. I'm sorry. I pulled it up and I was like, I don't know if that'll make a difference, but that is what it's supposed to be.
Natural 17 plus 2 on the D4
you break
plus
it.
1 on the athletics check.
You break it.
Oh,
Hell yeah!
You're able to like wiggle your way and kind of like using your rapier as well, just kind of snap your way out of it. That does consume your action. Would you do still have your movement and bonus?
Yeah, I'm gonna bonus action get away from this thing because I just got popped really badly. I don't have a lot of places to go. Can I move back into this dead thing space?
Yeah, I'd say so.
No.
I'll say due to all the various and sundry debris and stuff, and there's like spider webs coating it. As you go in, it does become difficult terrain after you enter those spaces. But you can, yes.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll just back up. Right here. 5, 10. I don't think I can get that far. I can't really see the square, so I'm not sure how far I can get.
Yeah.
Somewhere in here.
Yeah, you're good. That should be a solid. I think. Let me just compare it to the other side. I believe that's 3 squares wide, so you're good.
Okay. And I got nothing else, so that'll be my turn.
That'll bring us to Bart.
All right, I'm gonna give this guy the rocket and shotgun. Gonna make that big old grandfather clock tick on this Eder cap for this creature in front of me, and then
yeah, it's not a fucking Eder cap. Kent, you dummy.
Yeah, I don't know. This a wild thing. Super sexy, attractive.
Okay, so that is a Toll the Dead. That is, however, a natural 18 with so 19 total on the save.
All right, and I rolled a natural 1 on my attack, but I'm a halfling, so I can re-roll. Does a 15 hit?
A 15, the Eder cap?
Yeah.
Yes. 15 does.
All right, and it takes.
Great AC.
Wow. I think I rolled 15 last time and rolled a 4 on this D8 for 9 damage again. So it gets bonked with 9 points. Yep. All right. And that'll be my turn.
Alrighty, so you're ringing your bells as it just kind of, as it settles, the sound settles around it, just kind of shakes its head and doesn't seem to take any of that necrotic damage of which you are familiar. But then your knob comes up behind it, just fucking, just cold cocks it in the back of the head as it's facing you guys for another wallop of damage. Which brings us back to its fucking turn, or its other spider buddy, which its spider buddy is still currently reeling from being slashed and is pissed off, so it's going to keep attacking Julian. That's another fucking 15. You still are able to keep it at bay between like your shield and kind of keeping its legs away from you with your sword, as it's just kind of clashing in at you again.
Spiders on this motherfucking boat.
You just got here. Moving it to the Ettercap's turn, its intended prey has started to move away. Doesn't get its web back. You are the closest target, so it is going to take 2 attacks at you, Bart.
All right, so bring it on.
First coming in with a bite.
18.
Yeah, coming in with a 6, just glancing off of your armor. Both attacks, like first meeting, glancing off your armor, and the other you catching, following Julian's example and catching its claws on your shield. Both attacks ineffectual, and that will be that's all I can do for this turn. So it's going to bring us back to the top to Gloob. You are no longer restrained, and you're standing in spider guts and other debris.
Oh,
back to the top.
Oh yeah. You skipped a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, you skipped me and.
Oh yeah, I'm used to my monsters being at the end of initiative. So I'm sorry, that brings us to Julian first.
I was about to say, like, bro, what? What do you mean?
I'm
back
sorry.
to
I'm
the
sorry. I'm so used to y'all not rolling so shitty. Usually that's just me.
Wow.
I didn't
okay.
even notice.
Yeah,
I was
Chris
just
was like, that
"Ah,
sounds
whatever."
right. That sounds right. Yeah.
All right. I am going to, speaking in primordial, curse it with a hex.
Sure. Which one?
The one that is trying to murder me.
Sure. It is hexed as your like the inky tendrils of your necrotic magic just swarm around it and form your runes and stuff.
Unfortunately, I was not given the gift of another critical hit. I have a
Tragic.
21 to hit, however.
That'll hit. Their AC
Good.
sucks.
Holy crap! Hell yeah, dude.
These are armored spiders. They're just big.
Those
All
are
right.
down.
Well, I rolled a 1 on my hex damage, so that will be 11 points of damage.
What if spiders didn't have exoskeletons?
Ew, gross. What?
They wouldn't be standing. They'd just be like,
It's-
Right, they just
No,
fall.
I'm talking about how bad their AC is.
Oh.
oh yeah, they'd have like a negative. They'd have like a below 10 AC. Okay, yeah, as you slice across it, the necrotic energy coursing a little bit into this second cut that you make and seeming to singe away at bits of its exoskeleton, widening the gap that you made with the second slash. You taking off like the middle section of a couple of its legs on one side, just kind of crashing to the side as it weakly is trying to push itself back up. Is that gonna be it for your turn?
Yeah, I'm just not going anywhere, so I'll stay here.
All right. And that will bring us to Jakob's turn. I will not skip you, I promise.
Great
You
weapon
are-
master at the adder.
The what?
At the death adder. Or is that what it's called?
It's Ettercap.
Ettercap.
You don't know
Ettercap.
what that y'all none of y'all know what that is. Shh. Y'all don't know what it is.
Spooky.
Nobody's made any rolls.
Creepy
What
creepy
is it
humanoid
called?
spider creature.
Yep. You are still restrained, so you're still making that attack at disadvantage.
The manatee. I'm using the D4.
Go ahead.
Okay. 11 plus 1, 12, 16.
That's it. That's at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
God, their AC is so shit it hits.
All right. I'll just roll the regular damage.
I'll just roll my 15 plus 2d6. Like,
Oh, he's
my-
14.
my
Thank you.
weeks. Oh, sorry, 14. You haven't gotten your
Oh.
strength to 20 quite yet.
What is this? 14 plus 7 is 21.
21. Holy shit. I knew the first combat after Chris got Great Weapon Master was about to just be an absolute fucking like slaughter. Like, okay, 21 damage. Like just slashing across. You're not taking anything off, but leaving a deep, like hulking gash across this thing's like entire. Well, because it's facing Bart, so kind of going across its side and back, just carving into it. It recoils in obvious amounts of pain. So that can be it for your
Alright.
turn.
Oh shit!
That'll be it.
It is not dead now.
Oh my goodness, these are tanky little boys.
They make up for what they lack in AC with hefty amounts of HP.
He's got more health than the other spider.
They're stacked with charisma and constitution.
Jesus
Look
Christ.
at how sexy they are.
No, the manatee.
That does bring us to Gloob now. So, Gloob, you are standing in the midst of spider guts and other debris. What would you like to do?
I reiterate. Oh no. No, I gotta try it out. First combat. I'm gonna take the rapier that's in my hand, shove it into the wall that's right beside me, and bring my crossbow off my back.
Sure.
I'm gonna aim at
Ettercap.
whatever this thing is, and
the spider that's
Shoot.
on two legs.
correct.
Alright. It is
See.
threatened, so that will be
Oh
sneak
yeah,
attack damage
that
if you hit.
hits for sure. How do I keep forgetting my attack bonus? +7. So 17 plus 7 is a 24 to hit.
I think a 24 will hit.
You sure you don't want to use your D4?
I didn't call it, and I didn't even remember it. So, well, I used it last round.
Start of the turn.
Okay, well that's high and low. 12 points of piercing damage, and then 6 points of sneak attack for a total of 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage.
Yeah.
As you loose your bolt, you strike true as it's still reeling from the slash of from Jakob, and kind of turning its body towards him. It's opening its mandibles and mouth to kind of screech at him, and the bolt just goes right down its gullet and just slams into kind of the back of it, and it just, the momentum of it kind of taking it and slowly toppling it over, is dead.
Holy shit! Hell yeah! I'm gonna load another bolt.
Alright, is that gonna be it for your turn?
That's gonna be it for my turn.
That brings us to Bart. What would you like to do, buddy?
All right, I'm going to see other Mr. Spider-Man, giving our buddy Juliet over here some trouble, and I'm going to swing my knob over there to slap it a little bit.
Okay, roll an attack for me.
And then also throw a good old Toll the Dead on it.
Which do you want to go first?
Just you go ahead and roll your save, and I'll roll my attack.
Oh shit!
We'll do Toll the Dead first.
Roll the d12.
Oh, D12. All right.
Yeah, it is definitely taking damage. Roll
3?
anything lower than a 1. It does. Yeah.
Oh, hey. Okay.
This one is not so easily able to resist your tollingly dead magic, as it engulfs like its head, and you see like the eyes that have not been sliced by Julian just dissolve and go into mush.
That's
as it
gross.
just slowly, like, kind of, it seems to be like dying from the inside out. Like the necrotic damage is eating away at the inside of its skull and the exoskeleton that keeps everything on the inside that's supposed to be inside but is now outside because you killed them. It also dies.
It falls over, and then kind of like half a second later, the spiritual weapon still just like smashes
just fucking
into its floor.
Yeah, just crunch.
Oh, Jesus!
Oh, fuck. Ugh. Somebody help me out of this goddamn web, I guess.
Yeah. We'll both start helping Jakob get out of the web.
You just
I'll just
somebody
kinda
just roll a strength check with advantage.
I got it.
The
With
spiritual
advantage.
weapon for the rest of its short duration will probably. You said there were a bunch of other bugs and stuff that went.
Yeah, there's
scurrying
like
around?
smaller spiders, ranging from like really normal sized spiders to ones that are bigger, that are probably more like palm sized, that are just scurrying everywhere after battle broke out. Like some of them went out the door that you guys came in, some of them went down cracks down below, some of them went down the stairs. Like they're just whoosh, just everywhere.
Yeah, that
21.
Knob is like knocking on the floor, just trying to smash the spiders. Like, get out of here!
It punches a couple holes in the floor as it does so.
Bart, maybe.
Crunch!
don't do
It just.
I don't like spiders. I'd much rather damn skeletons.
Kill him.
And Jakob, they go to help you as you do that, and you just kind of bow, just break it like it's nothing. What is what? You're kind of confused as to how that held you still at all in the first place, but
that.
I mean, to be fair, I got one of the spiders and almost half with it on me. So
yeah, advantage doesn't do a whole lot when you can stack so many attack bonuses on top of each other against such a low AC enemy. But yeah, say y'all now things have calmed back down, aside from the doorknobs punching occasional holes in the floor as it tries to smash smaller spiders.
or keep going.
Stop!
Really, come on, man. It's a small ship. There ain't a lot of noise on the ocean. If something's down there, it already knows we're here.
While he's busy committing genocide against the eight-legged freaks, I'm going to inspect the altar and rubbish.
Okay. Are you just trying to are you inspecting the altar, or are you doing a general investigation check of the room?
First
you gotta choose
one,
a
then
check.
the other.
So for the altar first, what are you trying to garner? Are you just trying to look at it? What are you
We
trying
were
to do?
not given any guidance about an altar or weird religious shit, so this is a complete blindside. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with this.
Roll a religion check for me.
See beasties we expected.
Are you trained in religion?
No, I'm trained in history though.
This would be a religion check.
Wait,
I am as well.
So are y'all how many people are we making one check with advantage, or are a couple people wanting to make the check?
If they're gonna check the altar with religion, then I'll inspect the room in detail.
Sure. You roll an investigation check for me. Do you each want to roll an individual check, or do y'all want to roll one of you roll a check with advantage?
Bart with advantage.
All right.
All right.
Not great. I rolled a 7 and a 10, so 13 total.
13 total. I'll say you're inspecting it, and you can't pin down any specifics. This is clearly some kind of dark god who revels in violence and sacrifice as primary forms of worship. And obviously has something to do with spiders, but you don't know of it exactly. You can just kind of make inferences from other things that you know. It's like, okay, this is like violence, spiders. It's this kind of an evil deity of some kind.
I probably spend like a couple of minutes sitting there looking at it with like my eyes darting around and like moving and like doing a couple of stomps here and there. Like I don't remember their name. They like spiders and fucking assholes.
Okay.
Sound like assholes.
I say, rummaging through rubbish.
All right, and what's your investigation check?
It was a modified 17.
17. Double check this. So going through the room, you do come across what appears to be the remains of a desk. Like you said, from what you can tell, you can see this did used to be the captain's quarters. And you can find the remains of a writing desk as well as like a bed and stuff. And within the remains of the desk, you find what's left of the captain's log. Within, a lot of it is ruined, but there is enough in there for you to kind of get the stuff that's near the end. And what you see in there is that during this ship's voyage to presumably deliver Dralian's belongings and anything else he may have sent them with, they came into it like they came across a terrible storm. It just blew them completely off course, separated them from the escort ships that had been sent along with them, and while they were just lost at sea, basically they were running low on food and drinkable water. The ship was forced to drop anchor off an uncharted island. The last entry describes an attack by orcs that fought alongside goblins and other monstrous vermin. Though the crew it sounds like they were able to fend off the initial attack, there were heavy casualties to do so. The final entry records the captain's fear that this attack might have been the precursor to an even larger assault. Alongside this and the rest of the room, kind of nearby the altar itself, you find a small pouch that holds a small, I believe 5 red rubies, like smaller gems.
Gotcha. Well, pocketing the pouch of rubies for the time being. Do I find any other information?
That's like everything. It looks like this place has been just destroyed. Any other papers and stuff you find has been just absolutely destroyed. It's either completely like it got soaked through and has been lost to ages, and like you go to pick it up and it just disappears in your palm.
Well, I got a waterproof space, so I'm gonna put the captain's log in there. And I guess that's searching the whole room, right?
Yeah, that's going through all the most of the stuff is rubbish. Like you see the remains of what used to be clothes and the bed and other like pieces of wood and the palm fronds that were described before that looked like they had been bunched up in places and used as a bed at one point. They have since been scattered a little bit, but just a lot of debris. This stuff's been here for a while.
Gotcha.
Well, we got some answers about what happened to the ship, at least.
I get the feeling that this altar was the divine source of magic that I detected.
Yeah, it's pretty faint. Like it's not like super powerful, but it does look like there was worship that involved magic praying to this dark god.
I
What
will,
is
I
it?
will communicate the information about the storm and the island with the raiders or tribals or whatever they were to the party.
Yeah, well, hell, that's convenient for us. We just gotta kill whatever's left on this ship and pick up the box. We don't even gotta worry about any. Well, no, there's some necromancy down there somewhere. So I don't know.
Necromancy and giant spiders?
Yep, seems like Monday for sure.
Are you telling me there's undead spiders down there?
Oh, God.
I hope not. I don't like small spiders. I surely don't like big ones. And whatever those other. Well, can I roll a nature to see if I know what an ettercap is? Or what would that be?
Sure. Roll a nature check. I like just kind of because Julian had to take a second to read through what he found in the captain's log. So I'd say you could make like as you inspected the corpses and stuff.
18 total. Man.
Let me double check something about ettercaps. I will say you don't have intimate knowledge of them, but with an 18, you know of them, and kind of after kind of examining them and getting a little look, you can like I've heard tales that sound of things that were exaggerated forms of these, and that they are just violent, like ambush predators, basically, and they usually lurk in caverns and caves and other dark, wet, deep places, and this is not where you would expect to find one.
Yeah, usually there's an ettercap. I'm pretty sure it's an ettercap. It might not be because you don't usually find these kind of things out in the water, but Julian, if what you were saying tracks, then maybe they just got stuck on the ship and
They should have starved to death long ago. Small spiders might survive on wood roaches and mites and the like. What would they have been eating?
shit, I don't know, seagulls or something.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe birds. They're pretty big.
There is some necromancy downstairs. Maybe we're not the first people to be so curious. How old would you say the bloodstains on the deck of the ship were? Multiple years old or
Roll a medicine check for me.
medicine check? I got this. 10.
Oh, I assumed it was like super old, like dark stained wood.
Yeah, it's which is the case. I just wanted to get a quick roll.
Okay.
Over a 10, you definitely can't get like an exact age, but it's so dark that you guys did have trouble initially realizing that it was blood.
Okay.
It
Gotcha.
almost could have been tar until a little bit, looking a little closer. It's been there for quite a while.
Okay. But yeah, usually, I don't know. They're spider folk, like spiders. I guess maybe. I don't know if they're too smart. Like, yeah.
If the
Kinda-
ship was overrun by those creatures from the island, and they built an altar, they could still be here.
Yeah, I reckon.
Perhaps.
Well, there's definitely something necromantic in the lower section of the boat. So
You keep saying that word. I don't know what that means.
necromantic.
Yeah.
It's like bad divine magic, like with undead zombies and skeletons and stuff.
I will say, the longer we stay here talking, if there is somebody down there, the longer give them a chance to set up traps and prepare for us.
Well,
That's a pretty good point.
all right. Yeah. Do you have anything for my shoulder, maybe?
Oh yeah, I can give you a quick heal, no problem. I will slap you with a quick cure wounds. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Think hit the piss out of me.
Take 10.
Hey, almost back to full. Thank you.
Not a problem. Anytime. That's what I'm here for.
All right. Well, if we're going down, let's go down.
I should probably go first since they probably know we're here. Unless you want to. Glue.
I don't think it matters much anymore. So
You just
Alright.
I'll be right behind you.
be mindful of your steps. You don't. I mean, I don't know. You might fall through the boat, and that's going to be a rough time.
That's true. I will slowly and carefully try to walk down the stairs. I guess I'd probably want to take like a perception check to make sure that I'm not stepping on like rotted wood.
Sure. Roll a perception
I
check
will-
for me.
I will assist him in doing so if I'm able to, making sure I'm watching out for like his feet.
Yeah. So somebody make it an advantage.
Do it.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, there he is. Okay.
Do I
We lost
do
you
I
for a
still have
second.
the D4 from the battle?
How long does it
it
last?
lasts for 10 minutes.
I'd say barely.
Yeah,
okay.
Y'all have spent a good chunk of time in here. Spear's weapon definitely gone because I think that'll.
Oh yeah, gone for sure. Yeah,
But
it's
and
only a minute.
y'all are running up on like the last minute or so, like very very little amount of time left on the D4s for emboldening bond.
22.
22.
Nice.
You're looking. None of it looks rotted enough that you'll fall through it, but it does like it looks rough. Like it looks like there's a couple spots where there's a step missing, but none that look like they're gonna fall through when you put your weight on it going down.
Okay. Watch your step on the stairs. A couple stairs are missing.
Okay. Is this y'all's marching order right here? Jakob, Gloob, Bart, Julian.
I should probably go ahead of Gloob since I haven't taken any damage.
Gloob did help me on the stairs on the way down.
Yeah, I've already helped
Yeah,
him.
I think it's already.
Spotting the stairs.
Yeah, his.
I'm
spot
almost
is
back up
marching
to
order.
full, anyways. So it's.
I don't mind being in the back. If you want to be in front of me.
Sure.
The super dejected. Okay.
Okay. So Bart, and Julian. So it's going Jakob, Gloob, Bart, Julian, Bart. All right, and are y'all just going down the stairs or y'all sneaking?
I don't see
I-
much point in sneaking.
Yeah, we
Bart's
kind of
knocked
already.
on that door. So
Fair enough. All right.
I've been
Y'all-
tolling the dead, not whispering the dead.
And punching holes through the ship.
All right.
that's
so,
mental, though. You were knocking on the fucking top deck. Hey, you guys! Like,
That's right. I
Alright.
would rather alert the enemies to our presence than have spiders crawl on me. So
So as y'all
That's fair.
come down here, this is what is immediately visible to you guys as you come down there, and I'm gonna, cause I thought ahead. Y'all should be able to grab yourselves, but I'm just gonna go.
hey,
We brought another captain.
the body.
Get it out of here!
bloop, bloop,
And of
bloop,
course,
bloop,
you know, kind of coming down in said order. Y'all come down and you see this room down here as you step in. Hold on, I gotta get to the right spot. Judging as you guys walk down here and you're glancing around the room, you know, oh so carefully. There is a stove along one wall, as well as some other clutter that remains of what looks like a table and chairs. You'd assume this used to be the mess, the galley. There are bones, some that don't look quite so small, snapped in, and other bits and pieces everywhere. There's some horribly damaged knives and other cookware hanging from a couple of hooks that are somehow still standing near the stove top and such. And there is just an absolutely horrendous choking stench of rotting flesh just permeating this room. And then there are
Wait.
spiders everywhere.
the smell of rotting flesh.
Correct.
Uh,
And you do see in this back corner a trap door that is wooden and molded, that has a bar slid across the top, locking it in place.
I'm just gonna put this out there. People that died 10 years ago wouldn't still smell like this.
Is it like fish rotting or
No,
okay?
this smells like people rotting.
Well, I think
Well-
you're right.
I don't know about y'all fellas, but I get the feeling that maybe we're not the A team that was sent out here to do this job. Might be the B or C team.
Eh,
If that's the case, we kick his ass. He told us. He gave us all the information.
that's true.
Can
I
we
think-
see any remains of humanoids or anything like that?
Like I
that
said-
aren't like bones.
Not that you can see right this moment.
yeah, let's give the room a solid inspection. I don't want to.
Get a better reveal.
I'm gonna stand at the door.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you can see that door. That's good. I was just gonna make sure that this is well enough revealed for you guys that this is. That's the wall. There's the trap door and that one door aside from the stairs that is an exit from this room that goes anywhere.
I think
I'll
we should.
I'll walk up to this side of the pole real quick and just cast the light. Just slap that columns and give some
Yeah,
illumination.
because
to
it is dark here. There, like I said, none of these places are going to be completely dark because there's cracks and holes in a lot of places enough to make these rooms dim. But yeah, you just slap light on there, everything lights up, and it looks just much the same, just more well lit. Bones, debris, just ruin.
What can we find that's actually rotting though?
Nothing.
Oh. Well, shit. Or didn't. Does it seem like the smell's coming from deeper in the ship then?
It's roll a perception check for me.
Sure. That's a 26.
26. It's just thick within the air. It with that high of a check, it seems like it may be rising from below up through the cracks in the boards.
All right.
And there is, and similar to above, there's the bones and stuff around here that have been split open and like the marrow has been removed. And there is blood in this room as well. It doesn't look quite as dark.
Hmm.
It's fresher.
Do any of the bones seem like they're humanoid and or aquatic in nature?
They definitely could be people sized.
All right.
But they're
Don't like that at all.
broken and split. Like everything has been gotten out of whoever this was.
So there were definitely some hungry boys.
Indeed.
Well,
I think we should probably clear this level and then come back for whatever's underneath that trap door.
yeah, it kind of seems like that smell might be coming from underneath us. So maybe save the best for last, as my mom used to say.
And
Actu-
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I was actually coming to check on this trap door to see if it's like you said it was locked shut. I wanted to see if it was like nailed shut.
No,
like
there
something-
is a metal bar that's like rusted and like corroded, but still seems to be holding strong. That slid across the entirety of the top that holds it shut.
Does it look like anything's been trying to pry its way out?
Roll an investigation check for me real quick.
Plus 0. 14.
Hell yeah.
Not that you can tell. It doesn't look like this door has been open for a good chunk of time. Like I said, there's mold on it, and it looks like the mold has like grown down, like where it's kind of unbroken around the gaps of the trapdoor itself.
Okay.
And Jakob, as you come up on this door, this door is also held shut by not just by a bar. It looks like they're just rough, crude iron spikes driven into it in several places along its frame.
Well, once everybody is ready, I'm gonna try to remove the spikes by hand if there's no objections.
Well, we got to get down there some way, and well, I don't really want to go down the pit just yet. So,
Yeah.
by all means,
So y'all
onward.
are getting ready to go through this door?
Correct.
Okay. Christopher, go ahead and make a athletics check for me to pry this door open.
I may not be real strong, but I will help him with like leverage and positioning and stuff.
And
Is that
once again, what's our marching order looking like, or where's everybody where's everybody at?
Well, I'm right where I put myself since
Okay.
I'm helping him with the
So
door.
I see the three of you. Gloob, are you staying where you're at by the trapdoor?
I'll come over here, I guess.
Okay, kind of off to the side.
does that give me advantage on the
Yes,
athletics
yeah.
check?
If he's assisting
Okay.
you get
So-
advantage on the check.
Oh, thank God, thank you. I rolled a 5 and a 17. So that's 23.
That's a 23. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and it's once you're able to once Julian helps you get your fingers in between the gap after you guys are able to wedge a little bit of room, are you just completely opening it, or are you just trying to get it loose?
I'm probably just gonna try to throw it open once it's.
So you're able to get a hold of it, and it's the way they have it pried. It's kind of like janky, like the door wasn't all the way in when they kind of hammered it on there. And you're able to get your fingers over there, and you just wrench it open, and it just goes flying kind of off to the side, like landing in front of you. Gloob kind of bounce a little bit. And let me check. Yeah, that a shard of ice seems flung across the room for you before you really have time to react, and it glances off your armor, but then explodes. And I need the three of you guys to make a dex save. We're all clumped right there by the door.
Oh shit.
I failed.
Okay. Well, I mean, what was it?
I got a 6.
Okay, that's definitely a failure.
15,
15. Okay.
13
Also-
plus 2.
Also 15.
Also 15. Let me do here.
Just the 3 by the door?
Just the
No,
three by the door.
I-
It explodes in a 5-foot radius at the target of Jakob.
Yes.
Also, the sheet or the roll20 is not updating on the
Oh,
stream.
I'm so sorry. I had tabbed over to look at other stuff, so let's pull that back open. I apologize. So there we go. That's where everybody should be. As it explodes on you guys, the three of you. Oh wait, I'm not gonna use mismatch die. Give me my purple dice.
He says he got to kill us with matching dice.
Basically, that's my preference. You just make sure that this does what I think it does, or works the way I think it works.
8d6.
Well, what
He's
y'all
like-
take is 9. Y'all take 12 points of cold damage each.
Yoinks.
Damn.
So as
Okay.
it doesn't
Holy fuck.
it doesn't pierce your armor, Jakob, but it like glances off, but immediately as it does, just explodes as these shards of cold, chips of ice, just kind of embed themselves into you, and the cold sinks into you all as you take those 12 points of damage.
Christ almighty, okay.
So the DC was not 15.
No. All three of you failed. Oh wait, I'm
No,
sorry.
Turns out the DC was 15. That's after having.
No, I'm so sorry. Y'all both rolled 15s, right? I had miscalculated. Y'all both, the two of you take half damage. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I was
so he takes
thinking
it.
about something else.
Nice.
So
Ooh,
Chris,
I mean,
takes
not-
the full 12. The both of you take 6. So that's not nearly as bad. That's way
better.
better. That's way better. I'm so sorry for the instant panic. And let me get revealed the room that y'all are looking at here. So,
Time for a motherfucker to
Exploded
die.
like a fireball?
do what?
Would you say it exploded like a fireball?
I mean, I would say that those of you, I'd say probably, Jakob has done some time in guard caravans and has seen some magic, and it seems like a tiny icy fireball almost, with a little more stibby stab involved.
A stabby ice fireball.
Like tiny stabby ice fireball. Oops, that's
I
not
thought
right.
that you
Certainly
were gonna like take it in a different direction. He was just gonna find like a half-drunk bottle of Fireball on the ground. Yak is just gonna take a swig.
Wow.
It's like,
Whoops.
it tastes like cobwebs and incentive.
I managed to do that. Ignore this 10. I knew it was
Oh,
gonna happen
hi.
at some point.
That's the reminder of the number of spiders that are in this room.
Ah.
You
Oh
can't see.
shit.
I did, however, forget to put this part of the boat on the right layer. So, whoops, almost like yeeted it off to the side. So
So you
yeah,
gotta-
standing across from you, you see two more of these giant spiders that y'all had just faced before, and behind them, the one on the right is on the ground, Jakob. The one directly in front of you is crawling along the ceiling, kind of edging towards you guys, and farther behind him, you see a pale, for a half orc, standing behind him in rough hides, armors that kind of goes down, ending at his knees, as he has these very plain breeches and rough boots. He is bald on top, I believe. I can't quite remember because his picture is so tiny in that thing. He's not. I'm sorry. He has a kind of mohawk thing going on that goes across the top of his head and then down in a tail behind him. And it stood there. You can see he had his skin looks rough from what you can see, like almost, and like you can see what looks like maybe some cracks in his face and other parts of his skin. And he holds a staff in one hand, and one hand is still extended from having flung that shard of ice at the lot of you. And we're gonna have everybody roll initiative again.
Hey,
Hey.
much better this time.
Okay.
Yeah, a
I'm
little
gonna
bit better.
Very
I'll get you
little
guys.
bit better this time.
I'll get you guys
Very
first.
little bit better. Oh no.
I'll get you guys first. 25 to 20.
20.
20 for Bart. Okay. Let me kind of do this right here. All right. 20 to 15.
16.
19.
19 for Gloob. And you said 16, Jakob?
Yep.
You're not doing great here, Julian. 10 to 5. Or I'm sorry, 15 to
13.
10. 15 to 10.
13.
13. I mean, that's what's way better than you did last.
That's sounds like
The
it's better, but it's not. I'm still 2 categories behind where I should be.
And as you guys are kind of recovering from the shock of this ice shard, I said before we really get into combat, the orc's voice booms across the room. More offerings for Loth.
Oh fuck.
Spiders. That is a
What do you say, guys? The wall's on the... What?
Glib, your dex is 20, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Did he perchance say that he wanted to negotiate?
Picking ice shards out of neck. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be negotiating.
Why would you say that?
Have you tried talking yet?
Does Loth sound familiar to my ears there, Eon?
Gormon.
I'll give you both one more religion check.
That's a
Bob?
natural 20. Hell yeah. So 23 total.
That's a dirty 20.
Turns out you did your senior project on Loth and you just completely didn't recognize the altar. There were some intricacy differences.
You got it
These
like a
guys are
C
just
on
okay.
that font.
really shitty, really shitty artists that made that altar, and I just couldn't put two and two together.
Okay, so you had a natural 20. And what was yours, Chris?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? So we had a natural 20 and a dirty 20.
They're
Natural
like,
20
oh,
first.
yeah.
Yeah,
Loth."
basically, like, it's almost like once you hear the name, Bart, it's like it pries loose and you go, oh, the evil spider goddess.
Well,
That
that makes
lady.
fucking sense.
Yeah, and
Ah.
you're like, okay, well, in my defense, the altar was like fucked up and kind of worn down, so I couldn't like get the intricate details out of it, but that definitely makes sense. All the spiders, the human sacrifice, like, makes sense.
Worst priest to Loth ever. Couldn't even make a proper altar.
But yeah, that's what you get. Jakob, similar, but not quite as intricate. You go, oh, evil spider goddess. Shit.
Why are y'all just going, oh, like you just found something out? Like,
Okay, so that ends our initiative stuff.
This guy's a big asshole. He's not gonna go down quiet.
Okay, let me.
very well.
And he dies first.
This is canon how I load my crossbow. I rack it like a shotgun.
Pump action
They-
crossbow.
They
Yeah.
do have repeating crossbows that you can load the arrows in that manner.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I did forget to include that, of course, Priest of Loth. You can notice what, like, moving black and brown specks kind of up and down this dude's legs and torso of spiders are just kind of, like, crawling over him and the floor around his feet. And
That
stuff
is
like that.
horrifying.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Is it like 5 feet around him or just like on him?
It seems to be just in his general vicinity. That they're just kind of, like, crawling around and up and down his body and, like, maintaining, like, his priestliness.
Oh yeah, he dies first.
Okay, so that is going to get us into the combat proper, and y'all actually don't go first.
Oh no. I hope it's a spider.
Yeah, I don't want to take another fucking cold fireball to the face again.
I'm not 100% sure how happy y'all are going to be about this. Behind you, Gloob,
Oh no.
What?
From the trap door.
no, not from the trapdoor.
Oh.
What?
What in the fucking...
no.
As you, like, y'all are focused on there, like, on the door and on the ice shard that just came and exploded, just almost seeming to just appear out of thin air is this ice blue spider that kind of just steps forward and is coming towards you, Gloob. And it's this icy blue color, about the size of these other spiders, except that it seems vaguely, like, translucent, like it's almost see-through, but not quite. Like, it's kind of there, kind of not.
Just gonna scream.
That's a 16 hit.
Yeah,
That hits you? Okay.
Yeah. AC is 16.
Get one of these. And you take 9 points of piercing damage.
Yep, that's not the end of it. I hear it in the voice.
Oh, no, you're actually good. It could be much worse for you, but because you are you, it doesn't. You feel like an icy, like, coldness just flood through your body from the bite, but it doesn't. Your body just fights it off. Like, it doesn't take hold. Yeah. Yep.
Just in the same fucking spot the other one got me.
Yeah, like that's what it popped out, and you turned just in time for where it bit down to be right on that, in that same, like, the meat of your shoulder and stuff. Ah! That poison immunity really is nice for you. I'm just saying. Could be very bad otherwise. And that will be its turn, bringing us to Bart.
Jakob, when you opened the door, did you rip the door off the hinges?
Yep.
Shit. Just close that real quick.
Yeah, no, it's that bitch is just that door is currently like around here, just in the floor, kind of like broken too because it was a fucked up door.
I'm gonna flip around here out of that thing's line of sight, out of the wizard or orc guy or priest, so I'm assuming a cleric of some kind. Out of their line of sight and try to deal with this spider.
Okay.
I am just going to kind of like get in its area, yell at it a little bit, and I'll go ahead and burn my other emboldening bond right now.
Yep,
Do that.
Sure. Who is getting those D4s?
I'll give it to Jakob and Julian this time.
Okay. You both have a D4. Don't forget.
Og.
All right. Does that be it for your turn?
That is it for my turn.
Okay. That does bring us to you, Gloob.
All right.
You watched your friends get slightly exploded, and you just got bit by a spider that you don't know where it came from.
Shit.
Yep.
I don't want to be close to this thing. I just got rocked again.
Sure.
I'm gonna bonus action disengage.
Okay.
5, 10, 15. Stand right here with the crossbow in hand. And I'm gonna shoot this blue spider that's in here with us.
Sure.
Son of a bitch.
It is being threatened, so you will get sneak attack if you hit.
Wonderful. That is a natural fucking 20.
Hell
yeah.
For one.
Let me
Jesus.
see
Nice.
that beautiful bean
muted for the
footage.
clapping.
All dice get doubled. I should have poisoned the goddamn thing, but this thing's probably immune to poison anyways. So whatever.
Should've hexed him before my crit, but you know.
It do be like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna be so happy if Gloob just one-shots this spider and just thinks that his crossbow is just the most legendary weapon in the world.
We shall see.
I'm not gonna one-shot it.
I doubt
84 damage.
25 points of piercing damage.
That's hefty.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
You run over and just like you said, like in motion, just poof, and it just flies forward and sinks to the fletching in this thing's eye as it just rears back on like the back half of its legs, kind of like grabbing in front of its face, just letting out an ear-piercing shriek as it does so.
That's right, bitch.
Okay. That does, however, bring it to the other two spiders' turns.
Oh no. Sure, I'm glad I'm not in that doorway.
I mean, only one is going to be able to get to the doorway. So
One is on the ceiling and one is on the floor.
they would still occupy. Never mind. The one on the floor would
It's
occupy the 10 feet over it.
Anywho. Doesn't matter too much, because...
He says, "Fuck you! It's a 10-foot high doorway."
This is
the doorway itself, not so much. And I decided to. The one on the left from y'all kind of rearbacks and spits out some stringy web substance. I wonder what it could be. At Jakob.
It's not the fuck again.
There's a natural fucking one splatters on the wall next to the doorway. Just like some of it kind of coming around the door frame. And this one, I'm on the wrong layer, so I can't interact with them. This one doing a similar kind of step to the side here, and also fires some web through the doorway at Jakob.
That one spider is like the moon of spiders.
Yeah. That one is a 24.
Oh shit!
Christopher, you are
that
now
has-
restrained in the doorway.
The fucking cultist
Oh,
is
no.
over there like, God damn it, Kevin.
You just, I mean, he's actually just sitting there. He's just smiling. So, that will be
Probably
it for the spiders.
Here's a frog screaming in the
Yeah,
other
he's
room.
probably like,
back
well,
and
hear
forth.
the
I
screech.
would be amused too.
I'll say kind of what happened. Sequence of events was after the frog screamed, he was already just kind of like looking like pleased as punch. He hears the frog scream, and it just starts to bare teeth, and then he hears the screech of the spider, and it gets angry. Like ah! Twang. I just Jesus. That will be those spiders' turns, bringing us to Jakob. You are restrained in the doorway.
All right. I'm using one of my hand axes, and I'm throwing it at the fucking orc.
Okay, sure. Make
Oh,
that
shit.
attack with disadvantage.
I'm using D4.
Sure.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. 15. 15, 21.
Holy God in heaven. How are you getting a 21? Oh,
So I
God,
rolled a
that's
12
insane.
plus 3 with the D4, and then plus 6.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, yeah. Roll your damage.
Menacing strike.
Sure. Go ahead, roll.
With the D8.
Roll your d8, yeah.
Menacing throw.
Oh,
What's
God.
What's
rolled
that save
abso-
again?
It is a...
Doesn't matter. He rolled a 19.
Sorry. 19, okay, yeah. That is 9 damage.
9 damage total.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I rolled 2d6, so I'm just gonna take the lower on that. It's 7.
7 total?
Yeah.
Okay. So, 7. Alright. Why is math so hard? Okay, there we go. So yeah, you chuck it and it sinks into him. It doesn't quite seem to make it all the way into him from what you can see. Like it doesn't quite sink quite as far into his flesh as you're used to. It looks kind of like it caught on something around and it like covering him and around him.
And then I'm going to second wind.
Okay. Roll that healing.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
13.
13 health back. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I said fuck the bullshit. That's all my HP back. All right.
All right, that'll be it.
That's me for your turn, and that brings us to you, Julian.
Cool.
You got exploded a little bit.
I'm going to run up and do the whole leapy choppy with the Hexblade's Curse slash on.
So you cast you use your bonus action Hexblade's Curse it.
Yep, because I still have it going from 10 minutes ago, so I can just transfer.
That's Hex.
That's what I'm using. I'm using Hex.
Okay, you
I'm
said
cursing it with
Hexblade's
Hex.
Curse. So yeah, okay, so you're hexing him. You're not Hexblade's cursing him. Those are different abilities. Just want to
No,
clarify.
no, no. I'm using
Okay.
the one that I had going
Right,
upstairs.
because that shit
transferring
lasts
it
for an
to him.
hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
So transfer your Hex, make an attack. Roll your attack roll.
Way far up there. Be a 11 plus 7, 18.
That hits. Roll damage.
Cool. Yeah, I like that plus 7. It's a good number.
That's a very good number.
All right, that will be 15 points of damage.
Nice.
I don't know if it matters, but that'll be 11 points of slashing and 4 of necrotic.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. As you come in, like you're leaping and slicing down, like as your Hex covers onto this thing, and they're weirdly like jointed and stuff, but you come in right at that joint and take its head off its shoulders.
Fuck the bullshit.
Hey, that's my job.
This was more finesse than what you normally do. All right.
There's a ton of finesse cutting people
So
in half.
that is one spider. Dead as shit.
Hell yeah.
And then I will use the rest of my movement to return to where I was before. Run up, chop spider head off, run back.
Alrighty.
We'll be having none of that now.
Okay. Is that gonna be it for your turn?
You just see Bart just sort of sitting there like, oh, okay.
Alrighty.
I said that cool one-liner with giant shards of ice sticking out of my body.
I mean, you made your save.
Yeah.
Okay. Bart.
They're not deep.
Shield in front of him. Oh shit! All right. Well, time to go back. Back and
Okay.
forth.
All right. So now what happens is now it's his turn.
Shit.
So what is the range
Oh man,
on that?
got a nice line right there with Julian and Gloob now.
Shut up.
But luckily, that spider's got such a fat ass on the ceiling. You know, he probably hit his own teammate.
Damn that boy. Thick.
The clap of an ass makes advantage.
The clap of my thorax.
I hate you
Spider
guys
dummy
so
dick.
much. I hate you all. As
They
he-
kind of even look like they're twerking in the image. They're just in the club having a good time.
God fucking damn it! I hate you so much.
That's actually why they're so mad at us, is they were just having a party and we just showed up and started killing the party guests and like, what the fuck?
You're telling me that image doesn't scream, I put my hands up in the air sometimes singing. Hey, yo.
So he steps into this square.
And casts
I'm-
quadruple disintegrate.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Jesus.
100%.
Jesus Christ. But reaching a hand back and muttering in a language that none of y'all comprehend, he then lashes his hand out as what appears to be a thorny vine releases from his free hand towards you, Jakob.
Uh-oh.
That is a dirty 20 to hit.
Might be a druid.
I don't know.
Counter
Oh
spell.
no, this motherfucker got crap class levels?
You take 6 points of whatever damage this does. You take 6 points of piercing damage, which, you know,
So
if you're
3?
heavy armor damage, yeah, you're heavy armor master. More importantly, he yanks you 10 feet through the door. Like, hits you and just zoit.
Straight
Wait.
towards him?
Yes.
How does that work with him being restrained?
His movement speed is 0. He can be moved.
Okay, fair enough.
So it yanks you. Well, you're like in this square. So yeah, 5, 10. You're now right in front of him. I need to check the wording on something.
If the spider drops, do I just instantly die
No.
with its fat ass? It just smothers me.
Creature using moves. He then uses his reaction. Make a Constitution saving throw for me, Christopher.
Do I get my D4?
You can add it once as a reaction, so you can get it once outside of your turn.
Didn't really need it because that makes it 28.
Jesus Christ, Chris. So
The man's liver is strong.
yeah, you're good. That was a really good roll. These spiders that are around his feet as you're pulled in briefly swarm up onto you, but they don't seem to find any purchase.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yakko just like leans down and just eats one of them off his shoulder plate.
I would not recommend that.
What else you got?
Before then taking a step backwards.
Do I get my AOP?
At disadvantage, yeah. And you're weirdly, like, kind of occupying part of the same space as the spider, but I'm just gonna let it.
Well, I thought he was on the ceiling.
Yeah. So you're, like, kind of, like, knocked up under, like, it's brushing your head.
My God, that's terrifying.
It's a big fucking spider. Yeah.
So
It's
that's
still a
going
disadvantage, and you do not get the
be-
D4 to this one.
Yeah, that'll be 16.
I believe that hits on the nose.
Hog.
Hog.
That'll be
Oh,
12
boy.
damage.
How much?
12.
12 total? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You slice across him, still seeming like it's cut through. And now that you're closer, what it looks like is part of what is deadening the blow against him is it's hitting those spiders as well as what seems to be a thin, like very almost invisible coating of their webbing across his person.
Oh shit, he's draped in fine silks.
You could say that. Alrighty. And that will be the end of his turn. Actually, okay. As the round ends, mostly Jakob, you hear this. The rest of you kind of vaguely hear skittering through the open door and across the room.
Oh, the door that he's next to?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
Which, let me check something real quick. Da. That kind of balances out.
Guys, I don't think you're alone. I think we got people coming.
Big facts.
Okay. All right. And yeah. All right.
So
okay.
that's a lot of initiative you're rolling there, motherfucker.
I wouldn't roll it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
It's already 11:08. You can't be rolling this many people into initiative.
Hey, it's not my fault you went around punching holes in the floor.
They knew we were here already.
Hey, man. I did not make y'all's decisions for you. We are probably going to have to stop in the middle of this combat. So what will you know what we are going to end at the top of this initiative with. Let me see. With this door at the end of the hall opening.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oops, that's darkness. That is not revealing, you piece of shit. This strip of hallway opens, and we once again, you see the lurking form of another Ettercap.
Oh
for
man, I
fuck's
thought
sake.
it was gonna be Ned, and I was like, I knew it.
And since there is some room back there, y'all see that as well.
I can't see it.
You should see the edge of a couple of tokens back up that hall.
Oh man, that one spider. Uh-oh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What happened?
Skype's having a little trouble.
Oh, there went Cody. We lost him. and
I'm here.
let me scroll up real quick for the folks at home.
Oh no.
They have an Ettercap, and then you see the edge of 2 tokens in the dark. Drums, totally in the deep. If y'all scroll up that long slice of light, you should see 2 halves of 2 tokens.
Yeah, I see it.
But as that is the top of the initiative order, that is where we will call the session for tonight.
Bitch.
Hey,
Let's go for another hour.
I no. No.
Just till the combat ends, continues to smash the floor.
Jesus. Anywho, that is where we will call it for tonight, as our brave heroes are facing down a priest of Loth and his horde of spiders.
Brave Heroes continues to run screaming around.
There are enemy reinforcements on the horizon, and it's going down for real. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I know that was kind of a shitty ad lib. I'll probably try to work something in better next week for that fireball. I'll write that down, as well as the wild magic surge. We'll try to get both of those in next Monday. But thank you all, of course, for playing with me. I always have a blast. It's a very good time. Thank everybody who did show up to watch and participated, chatted in chat. We always appreciate it. It's a good time having everybody. I'm just noticing how fucked up our cameras got, and I don't know why. I'm looking out of there. Just work on that in a minute. But thank you all so much. We do play Ghost of Saltmarsh here on Mondays, DM'd by myself and played by these gentlemen around here, several of which also play in our other campaign, which I will mention here in a moment. On Wednesdays, we do our Tavern Talks, where we talk about either random D&D shit, play random shit that is associated with D&D, or make maps or other various and sundry nonsense that has something to do with D&D, so we can justify putting ourselves in the D&D category every week. That's always a good time. That's for a couple hours from 7 to 9 o'clock on Wednesdays. On Saturdays, we have our Across Eberron campaign that is DM'd by, I gotta point at him somewhere this way and kind of in the middle, down-ish over there, our player of Gloop, Jonesy. He DMs that campaign, myself as well as our players for Julian and Bart play in that campaign, which is a whole lot of fun. We have some other cool cats who play in that campaign as well, so come and join us then from 2
Cody,
o'clock to
mute
6
you
o'clock.
heathen.
From 2 to 6 o'clock on Saturdays. That's always a fun time. And yeah, once again, announcing that on the 22nd of this month, we will be doing a 24-hour charity stream for Extra Life, and helping to benefit children's hospitals and kids that are sick or injured throughout Canada and the U.S. It should be a fun time. We'll have one-shots, we'll have some video games, we'll have some interviews, and just whatever else we could think of alongside some giveaways of fun stuff throughout as we hit mile markers and goals that we have for our donations. So be sure to pop in at least for a little bit there. Aside from that, unless anybody has any closing announcements, I think we will begin looking for our raid, which is going to be a pain in my dick because I am not logged into the correct Twitch.
I got you.
Okay, you want to grab that for us real quick, Alex? We'll get that going. We'll raid somebody that we know and like. They're all lovely, lovely people, and we like to spread the love and support others who are in the TTRPG community, especially those that are smaller like us. We're working on it. It's a group effort. Everybody's trying to have a good time. Everybody's trying to, entertain others. Mostly, I'm trying to entertain all my buddies and everything. And if it's entertaining for you guys as well, I am super psyched and pleased with that because I am having a ton of fun with this campaign that I'm campaigning and playing in. But if everybody will, ready up, we'll go raid old Olsworn RPG. Show them some love. Tell them that Hard Knock Dice sent them, and we give them our regards, and that we love all of our friends. But ready up, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.